Martinique, Singapore, and all the places of the world where danger and intrigue walk hand in hand, there you will find Steve Mitchell on another dangerous assignment. Dangerous Assignment, starring Lloyd Burrell as Steve Mitchell.
Yeah, danger is my assignment. I get sent to a lot of places I can't even pronounce. They all spell the same thing, though. Trouble. But when I walk into the commissioner's office, I don't realize this assignment's gonna wind up with me exactly 1 foot from. Morning, Commissioner. You sent for me?
Steve, I've arranged an appointment for you in Oslo, Norway, tomorrow night.
Huh? Who am I supposed to meet?
We won't know until he shows up. Room 21, Hotel Engar.
Is this going to be a friendly meeting, or things have to get rough, Commissioner?
We've been after this man for a long time, Steve. He heads an organization known as the Bureau, International Clearinghouse for Stolen Information.
Sounds like a big business.
It is. This man has agents operating in every European capital, as well as here. They pick up any secret information they can buy or steal, funnel it back to the Bureau, where he sorts it out and peddles it to any nation interested.
I see. So why is he going to show up at the Hotel Engar in Oslo?
He's bringing a payroll. He's to turn over a large sum of money to a man representing his agents in this country.
And how did we find this out?
Our boys grabbed his representative last night as he was about to board a plane for Europe. He talked plenty.
I get it. So I take this gent's place and go on to Oslo to meet Mr. Big.
Uh-huh.
Now, wait a minute, Commissioner. Won't it sort of, complicate things if Mr. Big knows what the courier looks like?
He won't. A different man is sent for the payroll each time. The man we have in custody has never met the big shot.
Okay. What name do I use?
Francis.
You're kidding.
Nick Francis. That's the courier's name. Get over to Oslo, Steve. It's vitally important we nail the head of this organization. Well, that's it. You got your assignment. Good luck.
Sure, I've got my assignment. Get over to Oslo, Norway under the name Nick Francis and keep an appointment with a gent who heads an international information ring. It's early Thursday evening when my plane lands at the Norwegian capital. As I saunter through the airport waiting room, I get the feeling a pair of eyes are planted on the back of my head.
Attention, please. Will Mr. Francis report to the information desk? Attention, Mr. Francis. Report to the information desk. Mr. Francis, please.
Well, here we go already. But I don't know if that's good or not. I look around, spot the info desk at the far end of the waiting room, and walk over.
Yes, sir. May I assist you?
You were paging me. I'm Nick Francis.
Oh, yes. A lady has been asking for you.
Oh, well.
Let me see. Over there. You see the large lady with the red hat carrying the parrot cage?
Oh, yeah.
Sitting next to her on the left, the attractive blonde lady. That is the one.
Well, that's better.
Yeah, here she comes.
Looks like Oslo's answer to Marilyn Monroe.
I beg your pardon.
You are Mr. Francis?
That's right.
I am Helga Strauss. There has been a change of plans, Mr. Francis. I was sent to inform you. It is not safe at the hotel.
Thanks for the tip. What now?
You will come with me. I will take you to the meeting.
Okay. Lead on, Helga. Outside, we ease into her car and drive off. During the next 10 minutes, she doesn't volunteer much information, and I don't ask. Finally, she wheels the car to a stop on a small side street in a quiet neighborhood. I follow her down a winding path and around to the front of an old, dilapidated house. We push through the rickety front gate and up to the porch. place is dark. Doesn't seem to be anyone home.
Wait here. I will go around to the back.
You want me to come along?
No, wait here.
Light up a cigarette and wait. A couple of minutes go by, and then I happen to spot something partially hidden in the weeds not far from the porch. I pick it up. It's a small sign on a post, and I know just enough Norwegian to know that it says, "For sale." I grab my bag and head down the path on the double. When I get back to the street, Helga's car is long gone. Yeah, as neat a sucker play to get me out of the way as I've ever seen. No blood, no mess, no fuss. Simple but effective. I give myself 3 demerits and spend the next 10 minutes trying to find a cab. It's another 15 minutes before I pull up at the Hotel Engar. As I approach the desk, the clerk adjusts his carnation, flicks an imaginary speck of lint off his cutaway, and turns on a big, toothy smile.
Good evening, sir. Good evening. I am Lindvold. May I help you?
I have a reservation. The name is Nick Francis.
A moment, sir. I beg your pardon?
What's the matter?
You did say your name was Mr. Francis?
Well, that's right. Some friends booked a room for me, and
But how can that be?
Now, look, what goes?
But Mr. Francis is already in his room.
What?
Yes, he checked in an hour ago. He went upstairs immediately.
I don't wait for the elevator. I take the stairs 2 at a clip, and 40 seconds later, I pull up at the door of room 21 and try the knob. The door's unlocked. There's a gent curled up on the floor. He has a surprised look on his face. I guess he wasn't expecting the knife that's buried in his back.
No, you cannot annoy the guests. We do not allow...
Do you allow murder?
What has happened to him?
That Nick Francis?
Yes, that is Mr. Francis. Mr. Francis. Oh, what am I saying? How can you be Mr. Francis if he... You killed him.
Oh, turn it off, Buster.
You killed him. Murder! Police! Murder! Murder!
Oh, fine. 5 minutes later, the law arrives in the person of one Lieutenant Roberg. He clears the room of interested spectators, and when we're alone, I show him my credentials and give him a fast rundown on the case.
Yes, you are right, Mr. Mitchell. The girl you met at the airport was most certainly involved in this.
I don't think she got me out of the way so she could come up here and kill this man, Lieutenant. She didn't have time.
But she delayed you enough to give someone else the opportunity to commit the murder.
Sure. And there's still another possibility.
Oh, what is that, Mr. Mitchell?
Suppose she was teamed up with this gent here. He comes to the room posing as Nick Francis. She keeps me out of the way so I won't gum up the works.
Then our killer could have been the man you are seeking. The head of this so-called bureau.
Right. He walks in, recognizes this gent as a phony, and slips him the knife.
Another possibility, Mr. Mitchell. What if he knew or suspected the man in the room here was a special agent, eh?
I don't see how he could have found that out. But it's a thought, not a very pleasant one.
Well, what do you propose to do?
Well, it all depends on what sort of a line we can dig up on the dead man, who he is, where he's from. I'd like to find out how he tumbled to this routine, how he knew the meeting was to take place.
Well, since he carries no identification, it may take considerable time.
Maybe, maybe not, Lieutenant. Found this in his pocket.
What? A key?
Fits a locker, I'd say. There's a number stamped on the back, also manufacturer's mark.
Oh, yes. Yes, I do not think this will be difficult to trace.
The lieutenant puts in a couple of phone calls, finds out the key is to a baggage locker, and 10 minutes later we roll up in front of the railroad station in a police car. As the lieutenant and I hurry inside, I bump into an old friend.
Excuse me, you?
Yeah, me. Oh, hold it, sweetheart.
I will call the police.
You can whisper for one, Helga. Meet Lieutenant Roberg.
What?
This, Lieutenant, is the little lady I was telling you about. She's in real estate, specializes in empty houses.
Oh, so. How fortunate we meet. I have some questions I would like to ask concerning the affair at the Hotel Engar this evening.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You can drop that routine, sweetheart. You're up to here in a murder.
Murder?
Yeah. Your boyfriend.
Rudy, he's... You lie.
A trip to the morgue might convince you.
Rudy dead? No.
Suppose you start from the beginning, huh?
Wait. You do not think that I killed him?
No, we were house hunting at the time it happened. And what was your boyfriend's game? Come on, Helga.
I knew very little about it. We met Rudy and I at the inn 2 months ago. He was a ski instructor.
What inn is this you speak of?
Bjorsen's. It is in the mountains near the village of Avdal. A few days ago, he told me he had uncovered a marvelous opportunity to make a lot of money, that I could help him.
What was this opportunity?
He was to come to the Hotel Engar here in Oslo, pose as a man named Nicholas Francis, and someone would give him the money.
And who was this someone?
I do not know. Rudy did not tell me. He said he had heard part of a telephone conversation at the inn. One of the guests was involved. He did not tell me who that guest was.
I see. Well, Lieutenant, suppose you escort Helga to the car, huh? I'll see what this locker key turns up.
Over here, Mr. Mitchell.
Where's our girlfriend?
In the car. My man is with her.
Now, here's the stuff I found in the station locker. Small traveling bag, clothing, also wallet and identification papers. Checks with what Helga told us.
I see. Well, come, let us go back to headquarters then.
You go on, Lieutenant. I've just bought a train ticket to Avdal.
You are going up to the inn?
Yeah. I'm interested in the guests staying there. Well, one of them anyway. I'd like to find out which one took a little trip to Oslo today.
Having rid himself of Rudy, you think he has gone back to the inn?
Maybe. Probably to set up another contact with Nick Francis.
I see. But suppose our killer knew the man he was to meet at that room was a special agent. Instead, he finds Rudy, whom he recognizes as a ski instructor. He kills him because, obviously, Rudy knows too much.
Go on, Lieutenant.
There is still the agent to be disposed of. You. The killer hurries to the airport to contact Nick Francis, perhaps by the same method the girl used.
Only she beats him to it. But he gets a good look at me.
And now, if you show up at the inn...
Yeah. I'm a dead pigeon. That is, if your theory is right. And if you're wrong, I'll see you around, Lieutenant.
Now back to Dangerous Assignment and Steve Mitchell.
Well, at this point, it looks like Rudy, the ski instructor at Yorson's Lodge up in the mountains, decided to deal himself into the card game by posing as Nick Francis to collect a payroll from the boss of an international secret information ring. Which, of course, is what I'm also trying to do in order to nab the boss. But Rudy got himself dealt a knife in the back, which, of course, doesn't exactly relax my shoulder blades any. Right now, though, it looks like my best chance of finding the killer is up at the inn, so I hop the next train. 2 hours later, I get off at a small village at the foot of a mountain. Then I spot another guy getting off the train. A fat gent with a cane who comes waddling toward me.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon.
Hi.
Is your destination the inn?
Why, yeah, you know where it is?
Sight along my cane, sir, up on the side of the mountain.
Long way up.
Lena should be here any moment.
Lena?
The innkeeper's daughter. She usually meets the trains.
You're a guest at the inn, Mr.
Whitley's the name, sir. Ronald Whitley. And you?
Steve Mitchell.
Delighted. Yes, I'm a guest at the inn.
But you, took a little trip into Oslo, huh?
Yes, I made a rare find, too.
Huh?
I'm a collector. Isn't this a beauty?
Of the cane?
It's much more than just an ordinary cane, you see.
Sword cane.
Hey! Oh, I'm sorry, old boy.
Look, would you flourish that thing somewhere else than the vicinity of my belt buckle?
Did I come a bit too close for comfort?
Yeah.
Sorry, I haven't quite got the feel of this one yet.
Nice, friendly little collection, sword canes. How about knives? I suppose you're well represented there, too.
Here's Lena.
Hello, Mr. Whitley.
My dear, this is Steve Mitchell, another guest for you.
Hello, Mr. Mitchell.
Well, hello.
A charming addition to the inn, don't you think, Mitchell?
Yeah, and I haven't even seen the end.
Come along, both of you. This is your room, Mr. Mitchell.
Very nice.
And here... a nice view from this balcony, don't you think?
Yeah. Long way down, too.
Over there, in that direction, there's a...
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to crowd you against the rail.
Of course not.
I just wanted to point out the pond where we skate. And down there is another pond, quite beautiful in the evening.
Oh?
Perhaps you would like to see it.
Perhaps you'd like to show it to me.
Perhaps tonight?
That's a date. You know, things happen kind of fast up here. Must be the altitude.
Or the attitude?
Could be. Many guests here at the inn?
Quite a few. You have already met one of them, Mr. Whitley.
Yeah, the gent with the sword cane.
He took a quick trip into Oslo last night, huh?
Yes, with Mr. Coulter.
Who's Mr. Coulter?
Oh, another guest who also took a trip to Oslo.
Has he come back yet?
Yes, on an earlier train this afternoon.
Where is he now?
I believe he's out skiing.
Huh? Then those two, Coulter and Whitley, are the only ones who went into Oslo, huh?
Oh, as far as I know. Except, of course, our ski instructor, Rudy. He's gone, too.
Yeah. So he is.
Come along downstairs, Mr. Mitchell, and I'll introduce you to some of the guests.
Fine, Lena.
Oh, here's one of them now, coming down the hall.
Hey, that's some cast he's got on that foot.
Yes, poor Mr. Tassin.
Well, Lena, my dear. What do you think of your old cripple now?
I think you're doing splendidly the way you got around, Mr. Tassin. I'd like you to meet another guest, Mr. Steve Mitchell.
Mr. Tassin?
Make it Tass. That's what everybody calls me. Just plain Tass.
Looks like you've had an accident.
Oh, the ankle. Well, that's one on me. Yes, I was a fool. That's all there is to it.
Huh? How so?
Live dangerously. That's my motto. Old Tass has been skiing a couple of months, but already he's not satisfied with the easy slope at the back of the inn. Oh, no, sir. He's got to try the big one over the ridge.
A very dangerous slope.
Talk about a three-point landing. And one of the points happened to be my ankle.
Quite a few of us saw it happen. We thought he was dead for a moment.
Only thing that saved me, of course, was that I hit first on my head.
Yeah. See you around, Mr. Tassin. I wander around the inn, sizing up the guests. And of course, I'm wondering about that cast on Tassin's ankle and if it's legit. But I find out real soon that it is. One of the guests is the doctor who set the ankle. He tells me it was broken in two places. That sort of crosses Laughing Boy Tassin off my list because the gent I'm after killed Rudy in Oslo. And Tassin hasn't left the inn. That sort of focuses attention on Whitley, the sword cane artist, and Coulter, who's still out skiing. Also, I'm wondering about the quick date Lena made with me for tonight. She could be involved, too. Toward night, I wander into the lounge.
Steve!
Huh?
Over here by the fireplace.
Oh, Tassin.
Hey, come and join us in a drink, old boy. Takes the chill out of the bones, eh? you know Whitley, Steve.
Sure, he made quite an impression on me earlier with the point of his sword cane.
Are you enjoying your stay here, Steve?
Yeah,
What is it, Steve?
nothing. I'll be back. What starts me moving is the sight of a man starting down the stairs. It's Lindvold, the clerk from the Hotel Ingar in Oslo. As he reaches the bottom of the stairs, he spots me and ducks out a back door. I pound after him. Outside, he's nowhere in sight. I circle around the inn a couple of minutes, but there's no sign of him, and the snow is too cut up to do any tracking. Then as I round a corner of the building... over here! Hey! Lieutenant Roberg from Oslo, what are you doing here?
I went to the Hotel Ingar to question the clerk, Lindvold again, about the times involved in Rudy's murder. They told me Lindvold had been taken ill suddenly. As I was leaving, I observed him coming out of the rear entrance. I followed him to the depot.
And then here, huh? Well, come on, he can't be far.
If Lindvold is involved, Mitchell, that means...
Hold it.
What's the matter?
Sounds like an engine of some sort.
The ski lift. Lindvold's going up the slope in one of the sheets. Come on!
We head for the ski lift, but halfway up the slope, Lindvold spots us and jumps off. We start after him. It's slow going in the snow, but we gain on him. Then over the ridge, he comes to a deep crevice. He tries to jump across. He doesn't make it.
Mitchell.
Yeah, that takes care of Lindvold. Look, I figure he was just a stooge in the deal. Also, the people at the inn can't possibly know he's dead.
So?
So we're going back to the inn and set a little trap. If it works, I hook the boss. When we get to the inn, Lieutenant Roberg goes inside alone. I ease up to a window where I can hear.
Is Mr. Mitchell here?
No, he went outside some time ago.
I'm Lieutenant Roberg of the Oslo Police. When Mitchell returns, tell him I'm taking a man named Lindvold into the village for questioning. I want Mitchell to join me immediately.
Lieutenant Roberg leaves the inn. I wait a few minutes, then stroll inside.
I say there was a policeman looking for you.
He wants you to come into the village.
Huh? Well, yours is the only car here, Lena. Could I borrow it?
Of course.
She gives me the keys. I go upstairs, supposedly to change clothes, but actually to wait and see who shows up. I figure the head of the information ring, one of the guests, now thinks that Lindvold is under arrest. If he's afraid Lindvold will talk, he'll either want to stop me from getting into the village or else he'll try for a getaway. Either way, he'll want those car keys I've got, and he'll come after them. And it didn't take him long.
I say, Mitchell.
Whitley.
If you're going into the village, would you pick up a couple of magazines for me?
Oh, fine. Oh, okay.
Here, I've written down the names. Thanks awfully.
Hold it, Mitchell.
Well, Laughing Boy Tassin, complete with gun. I should have remembered that balcony runs clear across the front of the inn. Hey, you get around pretty well for a guy with one foot in a cast.
I manage. You don't seem surprised to see me.
I'm not. That's why Whitley's showing up threw me for a moment. Oh, as soon as I found out Lindvold was in the deal, the lights started to dawn, and you were the logical one.
How so?
Look, Rudy, the ski instructor, found out there was going to be a payoff to your representative, Nick Francis. So Rudy decided to pose as Francis and collect.
That's right.
But he'd have hardly done it if he thought the boss was going to make the payoff in person. He had to be sure the boss couldn't come to Oslo. How could he be sure? Well, a busted ankle, for instance.
I see.
Lindvold was to make your payoff for you. But Lindvold recognized Rudy as a phony and knocked him off, and then came back here to report to you.
A nice piece of deduction, Mitchell. But too late. Now just step out on the balcony here and hand over those keys.
Okay.
That's fine enough.
What happens now?
An unfortunate accident. It's a long way down. You shouldn't have been standing so close to the rail.
Neither should you.
Mitchell!
I dive to one side and Haggard his gun. It knocks the shot wild. He swings the gun at me, but I duck under and it throws him off balance. All his weight comes down on his bad foot and it can't support him. He tumbles against the balcony rail, which crashes under his weight.
Brother. Mitchell, I doubled back as you suggested.
Hello, Lieutenant.
That was Tassin?
Yeah. He took the big drop, just like his stooge, Linvald. I guess that's what you call 2 falls to a finish.
Dangerous Assignment, starring Lloyd Burrell as Steve Mitchell. This is a Grace Gibson radio production directed by Lawrence H. Cecil. Be with us again next week, same time, when Steve Mitchell will embark on another dangerous assignment.
Dangerous Assignment, starring Lloyd Burrell as Steve Mitchell. This is a Grace Gibson radio production directed by Lawrence H. Cecil. Be with us again next week, same time, when Steve Mitchell will embark on another Dangerous Assignment. Baghdad, Martinique, Singapore. At all the places of the world where danger and intrigue walk hand in hand, there you will find Steve Mitchell on another dangerous assignment. Dangerous Assignment, starring Lloyd Burrell as Steve Mitchell.
Danger is my assignment. I get sent to a lot of places I can't even pronounce. They all spell the same thing, though, trouble. But when I walk into the commissioner's office, I don't realize that this assignment's going to teach me that the bait on the hook sometimes catches the fisherman. Morning, Commissioner. You sent for me?
Steve, it looks like we've finally got a lead on the Bradford report.
Bradford?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you mean Bill Bradford, the foreign correspondent who was murdered in Stockholm the other day?
Yeah. He'd been digging up information on half a dozen European big shots, businessmen, men he believed had formed a huge international cartel which in effect would strangle the European economy. And when last we heard from Bradford, he'd finished the report, was sending it on to us.
But we never received it, huh?
No. Naturally, we thought Bradford's murderer had destroyed it.
What's this about a lead we've turned up?
Well, yesterday, our embassy in Copenhagen received a telephone call from Stockholm. The call was from a woman named Christine Wollman. We believe she's found Bradford's report.
Well, that's a break. Why'd she call our embassy in Copenhagen, Denmark, when she's in Sweden?
She isn't anymore, Steve. The woman sounded frantic. She was afraid for her life. She made a phone call just a few minutes before she boarded a freighter bound for Copenhagen.
I see. I take it I'm supposed to meet her there when she arrives, huh?
Yeah. I've already contacted our embassy, told them you're on your way. Steve, it's vital we recover that report. It names names, describes the activities of this group we're after. This cartel represents a serious threat to European economy and defense, Steve. and therefore to us. It's got to be broken up. Well, that's all. You've got your assignment. Good luck.
I've got my assignment. Fly to Copenhagen and meet a freighter en route from Stockholm. Contact one of the passengers, a woman named Christine Wallman, and pick up a report containing detailed information on the activities of an international cartel. It's late Wednesday afternoon when my plane sets down in the Danish capital. I head straight to our embassy and talk with Jim Fallon of the staff.
Freighter's called the Osterland, Steve. She's due to dock around 8 tonight.
You let me have an embassy car?
Well, yes, but
I want to show up at the dock with official trimmings.
I was thinking maybe you'd rather go about this quietly.
Well, ordinarily, yeah, but if this Miss Wallman is on the spot because of that little hunk of dynamite she's carrying around...
Oh, I see. You want to take the pressure off her, huh?
Yeah, right. Maybe someone else waiting at the dock for her. Someone who'd like to get his hands on that report.
Bradford's murderer, probably. So you make it quite evident she no longer has a report. You take her off the hook, put yourself on.
Right. Could be the best chance of nailing the killer.
I'd better go with you, Steve. Could be dangerous.
Thanks, but I'd rather go it alone.
All right, Steve. It's your...
funeral? I hope not, Jim. But if I'm wrong, you can have my golf clubs. It's a few minutes before 8 that night when I pull up at the docks. The freighter Osterlund is already tied up. Her cargo is being unloaded. I get out of the car, start down the pier toward the gangway.
Look out!
I dive headfirst into the open warehouse door as a half-dozen packing crates crash on the dock just a few feet away.
You not hurt, mister?
No. I'm all right.
The crane cable must have broken. You're lucky you...
Where's that crane operator?
A shack over there. I don't see him. Look, there he is on the floor.
Yeah.
Niels. Niels.
Oh, he's all right. Somebody slugged him.
I get the doctor. Hey, mister, where are you going?
I don't have time to answer that one because I spot a shadow moving quickly across the warehouse. I take off on the double. I circle the warehouse, come around to the dock on the other side, and then as I round the corner...
Hold it, Buster. Take it easy, Steve.
Well, Jim Fallon.
Afraid he got away from me. I spotted him ducking out of the shack, took after him, but he got past me.
What are you doing around here, Jim? I thought I told you to keep
I know, but I thought it wouldn't do any harm to keep an eye on things as long as I stayed out of sight. If I hadn't yelled, I might have inherited those golf clubs of yours, Steve.
Oh, you're the one who cried out, huh?
Yeah. I happened to notice that haul of crates moving overhead, and then it stopped. Like I was waiting for you to reach the gangway. I saw the first crate topple, and I yelled.
Well, thanks. Well, I better get on board and see Miss Wallman. See you later, Jim.
Yes? Who is it?
Steve Mitchell. They told me this was your stateroom, Miss Wallman.
You have identification?
Yeah. I'll slide it under the door. There. Well?
Come in, Mr. Mitchell. Oh, you don't know how happy I am to see you.
Things getting a little rough.
A little? That's putting it mildly. Here,
I'll be obliged if you'll take this off my hands. I never knew 2 sheets of typewritten paper could cause so much trouble.
Thanks. Yeah, this is the report we've been looking for. But, wait a minute. Where's the rest of it?
Well, that's all I've ever seen.
Oh, fine. The way it's written up, this half's no good without the other half. How'd you get this?
It was found in the corridor outside my hotel room in Stockholm 2 nights ago by a friend of mine.
Huh?
His name's Michael Doran, an artist. I met him while I was holidaying in Sweden. He doesn't read English, and since he found it just outside my door, he thought the papers might belong to me.
Go on.
Well, I couldn't make much sense of the papers, so I tossed them in the wastebasket. Michael and I went out to dinner, and when we got back to my hotel room sometime later...
The place was in a shambles, huh?
Yes. Well, it didn't dawn on me that the papers had anything to do with it, not until the next morning. I read in the newspaper something about an investigation of a correspondent's murder. His name was Bradford, and I remember I'd seen the name on the last page of that letter, or whatever it is.
I see.
I fished the papers out of the wastebasket, stuck them in my purse, and checked out of the hotel. On the way to the boat, my cab driver started acting funny, and I noticed he was not taking the right route. We hit a traffic jam, and he was forced to stop. I got out fast, ran.
And that when you made your phone call to the embassy here in Copenhagen?
Yes.
This friend of yours, the man who found the papers, how well do you know him?
Michael? Oh, I met him a few months ago. He was very nice. Why?
Well, that yarn of his about finding the papers in the hotel corridor.
You don't believe it?
It could have happened that way, but it just seems a little strange, that's all.
What are you driving at, Mr. Mitchell?
Oh, nothing in particular. He's still in Stockholm?
I suppose so. Look, would you mind telling me what this is all about? Why all the fuss over a couple of sheets of paper?
Very important sheets of paper, Christine. The missing half of this report is just as important. Whoever has that half is responsible for what's been happening to you, that's for sure.
I see. Well, little Christina's out of this mess now, and I couldn't be happier.
I understand this freighter is moving on up to Oslo tonight. Are you staying aboard or getting off here in Copenhagen?
Copenhagen for me. I don't think I could stand another day aboard this ship.
Well, if you could stand another 15 minutes, I'll buy you a drink.
15 minutes I could stand.
Christine and I go down to the saloon, and after her second brandy and soda, she decides she'd better have her things taken ashore. We say our goodbyes, and I head for the purser's cabin, where I make an interesting discovery. A few minutes after 11 that night, the freighter Osterlund pulls out into the channel, and I'm still aboard. So is Miss Christine Wallman. Hello, Christine.
What? Why, Steve.
I decided a sea voyage would do me good. Didn't expect to find you on board.
I changed my mind.
A woman's privilege. Nothing like sea air, huh?
I thought you had pressing business back in Copenhagen. I mean, regarding this person who has the other half of that report you're so interested in. Why aren't you after him?
I don't have to go after him. I'm going to let him come to me.
I don't understand.
You said someone tried to get into your cabin this morning.
Yes, that's right. Oh. You mean you think this person is still on the ship?
Yeah, and he must know now that I have the paper. You don't have to worry.
Very comforting thought, Steve. Well, it just startled me, that's all. I'm sorry.
I'm not.
You can let me go now. I really don't think I'll fall overboard.
Never can tell. Sea might get a little rough.
Yes, I suppose.
Excuse me, Mr. Mitchell.
Yes, steward, what is it?
A radio message, sir, for you.
Oh, thanks. Here you are.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, excuse me, Christine. The message is an answer to one I sent our embassy in Stockholm earlier. There's a brief report on Christine Woolman, formerly Christine Hansen, married in Stockholm 3 months ago to Gustav Woolman. No trace of boyfriend Michael Doran. There's the suggestion I contact the embassy back in Copenhagen, get further information from someone there who knew girl personally, someone who had once been engaged to her. The name jumps up at me from the typewritten page. Jim Fallon.
And now, back to Dangerous Assignment and Steve Mitchell.
All of a sudden, there's a new element in the game. Jim Fallon, who used to know Christine. Where does he fit in? Or does he? Maybe it's just a coincidence. It could be he didn't know this was the same Christine. The last name was different then. One thing I'm pretty sure of, the story, at least part of it, sounds phony to me. She seems to be pretty smart, which means I'd better keep her in my sights. I drop into the captain's cabin and then go down to my stateroom, but just as I reach the door, it opens.
Oh,
Looking for something, Buster?
why no, I went into the wrong stateroom by mistake.
Huh?
Yes, I realized my mistake at once and came back out just now. I am very sorry. My name is Emil Vastavik. You see, my stateroom is next door. It was a natural mistake.
Of course.
Please accept again my apologies. Is something the matter? You do not seem to believe me.
Any reason why I shouldn't?
Oh, of course not. I tell you, perhaps if I could have the opportunity of buying you a drink, we might consider the incident closed.
Right. That's a deal.
Ah, the woman of my dreams.
What?
See, the girl who just entered the lounge.
Christine?
You know her.
Slightly. You a friend of hers?
I would like to be. But unfortunately, she does not seem interested.
Did you know her before the boat trip?
I regret to say I did not. Perhaps if you know her, as you say, you could arrange a proper introduction for me.
Yeah. Maybe I could, Emil.
I beg your pardon.
Yeah?
I could not help overhearing your conversation.
What about it?
You are a much-traveled man, are you not?
I suppose you could say I am.
I always like to listen to voices, to learn what I can about people, where they were born, where they have lived.
If you do not mind, Mr.
My name is Bergdahl.
You see, Mr. Bergdahl, Mr. Mitchell and I were talking about a subject of mutual interest.
Oh, I see. I hope I am not intruding.
No, not at all. Have a seat, Mr. Bergdahl.
Thank you.
In that case, Mr. Mitchell, I think we had better continue our conversation later.
Suit yourself, Emil.
Perhaps later this evening.
You two know each other, Mr. Bergdahl? He didn't seem very happy to see you.
No. He may suspect who I am, Mr. Mitchell.
Who you...
Here, my credentials.
An investigator for the steamship line, huh?
Yes.
So why should this make this Emil Vastavik unhappy?
Well, lately there have been several card sharks at work on our boats, preying on the passengers.
Hey, wait a minute. Emil is one of them?
I believe so. But of course one cannot act without proof. I thought it best to warn you about him, however.
Thanks. Yeah, maybe you went into my cabin to see if I had any loose change hanging around.
It is always best to keep any valuables you may have in the ship safe, Mr. Mitchell.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the tip about Vastavik, Mr. Bergdahl. I walk out on the deck and light a cigarette. I'm getting nowhere fast. My number one suspect turns out to be just a card shark and petty thief. I'm pretty sure the killer is aboard ship. There are 15 passengers. Looks as though I'll just have to wait until he makes his move. And then all of a sudden I realize I might not have to wait very long. I spot a shadow across the deck near a lifeboat. I start circling quietly toward it. That's my big mistake. I hear a sound behind me, but before I can turn, something awfully hard connects with the back of my head. I drop to my knees, groggy. Somebody starts giving me a fast frisk. Then I hear someone running toward me. The guy behind me takes off.
What's the matter? What happened?
Oh, Stewart. Let me help you up, sir. Oh, thanks. You're the man I spotted a moment ago standing by the lifeboat?
Why, yes. I was getting a breath of air. I heard the noise.
Hey, there he goes.
That's the man who hit you?
Must be.
Do you know him?
I don't know. Didn't get a look at him.
There he goes. Down that hatch.
Yeah, where does it lead?
The engine room.
Oh, great. Any other hatches leading out?
Several.
No, we'll have to take a chance here.
Can you see him?
No, a little too dark.
Watch out. What was that?
A wrench. He's down at the end of that cutwater.
He's out of sight now.
Yeah. Maybe when we get around the corner here.
See him anywhere?
No, not a sign of him. Looks like he's given us a slip. Climb back up on deck. The steward starts aft. I give him a little lead and then I follow him. I still want to know why he happened to be on deck at the moment I got slugged and what he was doing near that lifeboat. He heads straight for the lifeboat and pulls something out from under the top. He starts back along the deck toward me. I duck into the shadows. He passes close enough so I can see what he's got under his arm. A ham. Great. He's been swiping food from the galley. Another lead up in smoke. I go back to my stateroom. It's torn up. I put it back together. Nothing happens the rest of the night, which doesn't surprise me. Whoever slugged and searched me must realize by now that my half of Bradford's report is in the ship's safe. Next day, just before we dock, I drop by the captain's cabin and have a little chat with him. Out on deck, I put the envelope into my pocket in full view of the other passengers, and I go down the gangway to the dock.
Mr. Mitchell! Mr. Mitchell! You remember me? Emil Vastovic?
Yeah.
I have not had an opportunity to continue our conversation of last evening. I thought perhaps if you had no other plans, we could share a taxi cab to the hotel.
You're really anxious to meet Christine, aren't you?
But of course.
Oh, wait a minute. There she is over there. I'll see if I can arrange it.
I would greatly appreciate it.
Christine.
What? Oh, Steve.
Hello.
Have you found out who has that other half yet?
Not yet.
I should think you'd be checking the other passengers.
I have been. Like to share a cab to the hotel?
Oh, well, thanks, but I'm in rather a hurry, and
It
I...
shouldn't take us long to get one.
Well, really, I...
Besides, there's a fan of yours who wants me to introduce him to you.
All right. I tell you, wait here for me. I have to go see about my baggage. I'll only be a minute.
She disappears around the corner of the warehouse. I follow. She goes right by the baggage shed and on down the pier. So far, everything's going according to schedule and just the way I planned it. She goes into a long shed at the end of the pier, storage warehouse for the fishing fleet. I walk slowly up to it and ease inside. It's dark. I know I'm heading into trouble, but I'm hoping my hunch is right. If it is, I've got my killer. If it isn't, I'm a dead duck.
Stop where you are.
Well. Bergdahl, the phony ship's detective.
Yes. I followed you inside. My gun is in your back.
Oh, don't worry. I can feel it. You gave me that routine about keeping valuables in the ship's safe to try to smoke me out. To see if that's where I'd put the papers.
You were very non-committal. However, just before docking, I saw you get your envelope from the captain.
You killed Bradford to get the report. Who hired you? The gents whose names were on the list?
Originally, yes. My job was to destroy it. Unfortunately, I was able to recover only half of the report.
Yeah, Bradford was playing it cagey.
Then it occurred to me I could make much more money by not destroying it.
Blackmail?
I realized the girl must have got the other half. I went after her. She became frightened and notified your authorities to get me off her neck.
Don't be too sure of that, Bergdahl.
What do you mean?
I think Christine played this whole deal real sharp.
I do not follow.
I think she knew I wouldn't swallow her story. She rigged it that way.
What are you talking about?
She wanted me to keep an eye on her, to follow her, because she knew whoever had the other half would be following me. You see, I think her angle is blackmail, too.
Oh, that's a stupid talk.
She probably copied her half before she gave it to me, but she needed your half, too. She thought this was the best way of getting it.
What?
And she was right. You followed me in here just now to get my half. You didn't see the person I followed, did you?
The girl?
Yeah. I've got an idea she's somewhere around in the dark right now holding a gun on you.
You're bluffing.
No, he's not.
What?
Stop your gun, Bergdahl. Stop it. That's better. Well, Steve, I see you had it all worked out.
Pretty much so.
Too bad your cleverness is not sufficient to save your own life.
Yeah. One thing puzzles me.
What's that?
Jim Fallon, attached to our embassy. Our investigation of you showed that he used to be pretty friendly with you.
Oh, I used to go with Jim. It sometimes proved profitable to know the right people. I've made a lot of money off the information I picked up that way. But Jim was a losing proposition. I could never get any information out of him, so I gave it up. Bergdahl, your half of the report. Let's have it.
I haven't got it with me.
You're lying. You're working alone, double-crossing the outfit that hired you. There's no one else you can trust. Let's have it.
I hid it.
You better find it fast. By the count of 3. 1.
I tell you what.
2.
Wait.
Did you find it?
Yes. It's in my shoe.
Hand it over. Right now.
Bergdahl bends over and starts untying his shoe. I know I've got to do something soon. The second Christine gets that missing half, Bergdahl and I are dead. Suddenly he grabs at his gun on the floor. Christine spots it and lets him have one. I dive at her as Bergdahl crumples. Before she can pull the trigger again, I twist the gun out of her hand.
Let go.
I'll take it. Thanks.
You...
Well, what do you know? Bergdahl was telling the truth. Here's the other half of the report. Well, that cartel isn't going to get very far.
Steve, you've got both halves of that report now. It could be worth a lot of money to you. To us.
Sorry, lady. I don't have both halves.
What? But Bergdahl and I both saw you pick up an envelope from the captain.
Yeah, an empty one. The other half is still in the safe.
What?
You've been using me as bait all through the deal, Christine. So I decided to go fishing, too. It's probably the only time in history anyone's caught 2 fish using an empty envelope for a hook.
Assignment, starring Lloyd Burrell as Steve Mitchell. This is a Grace Gibson radio production directed by Lawrence H. Cecil. Be with us again next week, same time, when Steve Mitchell will embark on another dangerous assignment.
Baghdad, Martinique, Singapore, and all the places of the world where danger and intrigue walk hand in hand, there you will find Steve Mitchell on another dangerous assignment. Dangerous Assignment, starring Lloyd Burrell as Steve Mitchell.
danger is my assignment. I get sent to a lot of places I can't even pronounce. They all spell the same thing, though, trouble. But when I walk into the commissioner's office, I don't realize this assignment's going to wind up with my solving a murder by getting hit on the head with a rock. Morning, Commissioner. You sent for me?
Steve, I want you to pin down a man who's been playing hide and seek with us for the last 2 weeks. His name is Tassin, Vincent Tassin.
What makes us want to play games with him?
I'm sure you remember the Algiers bombing a month ago.
Defense conference over there. Our delegate was William Sedgwick. His car was booby-trapped. He gets in to drive to the conference, steps on the starter, and gets blown up.
Right. His death brought that conference to a standstill, slowed down the entire timetable of Mediterranean defense preparations. We're still trying to catch up.
So what's all this got to do with a gent named Vincent Tassin who's playing hide and seek?
He contacted us from Tangier 2 weeks ago, Steve, and claimed he could name the man responsible for Sedgwick's death.
What?
Tassin wants to make a deal with us.
And what kind of deal?
I don't know. Probably money. He said he'd discuss his terms with one of our representatives. Well, we sent a man to Tangier, but he couldn't find Tassin. 2 days later, Tassin contacted us from Madrid and set up another meeting. Same thing happened.
You skipped town again?
Right. Next, he popped up in Barcelona, then Marseille.
Looks like Sedgwick's killer is hot on his trail.
That's my guess, too. And that's why we've got to act fast. Bob Martin's in Marseille right now, running down any and all leads. So get over there, Steve, work with Martin, and find Tassin before Sedgwick's killer does. Well, that's it. You've got your assignment. Good luck.
I've got my assignment. Get over to Marseille on the trail of a gent named Tassin, who has a tip on a political murder we've been trying to crack for a month. Find Tassin before the killer does. It's early morning when I arrive in Marseille. Martin's at the airport to meet me, and I suddenly get the idea that something's happened. It has.
Yeah, that's right, Steve. I talked to Tassin on the phone no more than half an hour ago. He's up in the French Alps.
French Alps? Brother, he's really on the run.
Yeah, staying at an inn just outside a little village called Violon.
I better get on my horse.
Well, not exactly a horse, Steve. I've arranged a transportation by private plane.
Huh?
Come on. Oh, there she is over there.
That thing?
Yep. War surplus job.
Yeah, but which war?
Only plane of its size available, Steve.
What size got to do with... wait a minute, I get it. No landing field?
No landing field.
Cow pasture, maybe?
A cow pasture.
And not a very big one?
Not very big. But cheer up, Steve. The cows are small.
On this note of joy, I climb into the front cockpit. A few minutes later, the pilot guns a crate down the runway, and we rattle off into the wild blue yonder. It's a bumpy trip, but the scenery, as they say in the travelogues, is one of majestic splendor. I make a note to renew my subscription to all my travel magazines. It's late afternoon when we set down on a postage stamp pasture near the village in the French Alps. I head straight to the inn. It's owned by a man named Caesar, a big happy gent with a voice to match. I find him behind the bar polishing glasses.
Ah, bonjour, monsieur. It's all of the Cedars.
Of here, I expected yodeling.
Yeah, I am not one to disappoint.
Later. Right now, I'm looking for one of your guests, Vincent Tassin.
Oh, up there. moving along the side of the mountain, perhaps a third of the way up.
From here, they look like ants.
A party of mountain climbers, monsieur. Among them is your Monsieur Tassin. They left 3 hours ago.
Yeah. Must be on the run again.
One does not run up that mountain.
Yeah. Isn't it sort of late in the afternoon to start up?
They plan to reach the ski lodge somewhere before nightfall and continue the climb in the morning.
Where is this lodge?
Round the side of the mountain overlooking Lake Lucette.
What's that? Yeah, that's near the Swiss border.
Oui.
Yeah, probably where Tassin's heading, all right. Hey, wait a minute. These other members of the hiking party, who are they?
Former guests at the inn, Monsieur Jenner, Monsieur Kishevsky, and Monsieur Armendariz.
Did Tassin know any of them?
He did not seem to. He came downstairs to shake out, and the others apparently persuaded him to accompany them on the climb.
Great. If I will get you 10, one of them was hired to persuade him.
Monsieur?
Huh? I'll skip it.
If you wish to go to the lodge, I can make arrangements. The festival is in progress there. Music, dancing.
When can I leave?
Oh, not until morning. There is no guide available.
I've got to get up there tonight before Tassin does.
Impossible, monsieur. And, but no.
Unless what?
La pipe.
La what?
Pipe. A pipe, monsieur. It is the kind one smokes. It is the name of a shortcut up to the lodge, most dangerous.
A shortcut?
To attempt it alone would be
That's for me, Caesar.
That's the spirit, old chap.
Huh?
Ah, Monsieur Hargrave. You hear this one?
Yes, I heard.
Monsieur Hargrave, this is...
Mitchell.
How do you do? So, La Pipe holds no terror for you, eh? Good. But Caesar's right, you know. Suicide to try it alone. I should know I have the lumps to prove it.
You familiar with this area, Hargrave?
Rather, yes. I manage to gather a few pounds each year, spend a week or two in the Alps. Then it's back to London, the dreary life of a clerk. Hemsley, Hawkins, Twinkler, and Havisham solicitors. Do money, Caesar?
Yeah.
Join me on that?
It's on me.
Huh. Tell the truth, I was rather hoping you'd say that. 2 Dubonnet, Caesar. And one for yourself. You don't mind, old chap?
Hargraves, how'd you like to scrape together a few more pounds?
I should like that very much. The festival, you know. Frankly, good show.
Well, what's stopping us?
Eh?
I've got to reach that lodge tonight. Do you show me the way, or do I try it alone?
Exactly how many pounds did you have in mind?
What's a guide usually get?
I'm not a guide, old boy.
Double the amount.
Double, eh? Your health, Messery.
Oh, something.
Well, Hargraves?
Double the amount, eh? Right, old boy. Let's get cracking.
Getting tired, Mitchell? Are you kidding? Look, we've been pushing up this mountain for over 2 hours. I thought you said this was a shortcut.
It is.
I'd hate to take the long route.
Not bad, really. Frightfully dull, though.
Nothing dull about this one.
It's a long way down. 2,000 feet at least.
Don't remind me of it.
Want to stop for a while?
No, let's keep going.
Good. Be dark before long.
Hey, Hargraves.
Yes?
I've been wondering. Why do they call this shortcut whatever it is they call it?
La Pipe, the pipe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Somebody else named it, then forgot to explain why. The French, you know. Frightfully careless about those things.
I seem to remember a place in England called something or other on the Thames.
Oh?
Wasn't anywhere near the Thames.
Touche, old boy. However, there are some towns...
Look out! Hargraves slips, and the sudden tug on the rope that links us jerks me off my feet. I pitch forward, reach for something to grab hold of, nothing. And the next thing I know, I'm over the ledge, dangling at the end of the rope 2,000 feet above the floor of the valley. As I swing into the side of the cliff, I latch on.
Mitchell! Mitchell!
Relax, Hargraves, I'm all right.
Where are you?
Under the ledge. Just keep a good hold on that rope in case I slip.
Right, Al. Can you make it back up here?
Yeah, I think so.
Careful!
Okay.
Oh, good boy. Here. Give me a hand. I'll manage. Just hold on to that rope, Hargrave. Right. There. There we are. Oh, phew, I say, old man, that was a bit of a shocker, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Now, what were you saying?
It was after 7 that night when we finally arrive at the ski lodge and find the festival in full swing. I inquire about Tassin and party, learn they haven't arrived yet. That doesn't sound good. Look around for Hargraves. He's gone. I finally find him dancing with a tall, slender blonde. I drag him outside.
Oh, I say, old man, be reasonable. I brought you here. That's what you wanted.
Yeah, but the man I'm looking for hasn't arrived. Let's have a look.
Now?
Now.
Not the festival.
Never mind the festival.
That stunning creature I was dancing with, the one with the yellow hair. I say, old boy, do you think it's real?
Come on. We start down the trail away from the lodge. It's night now, but a full moon is out, and it makes the going a lot easier. A half hour later, there's still no sign of Tassin and his party. Then we finally pull up at a lonely shepherd's hut. There's smoke coming out of the chimney.
Hello there.
Hello. I'm looking for a Vincent Tassin. Is he with you?
Tassin? Oh, yes, come on in.
My name's Mitchell. This is Hargraves. I was expecting Tassin at the lodge.
Oh, we had a little accident along the way. Kushevsky here twisted his ankle.
Huh?
Oh, it's not bad, but it slowed us down.
So we found this hut and decided to put up for the night. I'm Jenner, this is Kushevsky, and I'm on there.
Where's Tassin?
Went out a little while ago.
Looking for wood.
He has been gone too long. Jenner, I told you something might have happened to him.
What could happen to him?
Relax, Amondarov. Kushevsky's right. What could happen to him?
Which way did he go, Jenner?
Back, down the path.
Thanks. Come on, Hargraves. We go outside. It started snowing again. My hunch is right. Tassin is headed for the Swiss border. Hargraves and I split up. He takes one side of the peak and I take the other. There's no sign of Tassin. The snow stops, but it's pretty dark to see very far. And after 5 minutes or so...
Mitchell! Mitchell!
It's Hargraves around on the other side. I work my way around to him as fast as I can.
Over here, Mitchell!
You find Tassin?
I don't know.
Huh? What do you mean?
Look. Down there.
Where? I don't see
There's
any...
just enough light left to pick up that red jacket. There. At the foot of the cliff.
Somebody sprawled in the snow. Looks like I'm just a little too late.
And now, back to Dangerous Assignment and Steve Mitchell.
We should be almost out of the spot, Mitchell. Yeah. Getting darker by the moment.
Wait. Over there.
Huh? Oh, yeah, I see it.
Oh, here we are. Ah, very dead.
I'll see if he's got any papers here in his pockets, too. Oh, yeah.
I'll light my lighter.
Thanks. Vincent Tassin, all right. Wait a minute. Hold your lighter down near his head. Huh?
Right, huh?
That's it. What is it? Well, Tassin apparently fell face down, but look, the back of his head.
Oh, yeah. As if he'd been struck there with something hard.
Maybe somebody dropped a rock on him, and that's what knocked him over the edge. Come on, let's climb back up and take a look, huh?
Very well, I'll lead the way.
Now, let's see. We're just about directly over the spot on the trail that he fell from.
Yes, I should think so.
Wait a minute. Look over there. Patch of bare dirt about a foot across.
I say. That's where the killer must have taken the rock from.
And dropped it down on Tassin.
Well. Oh, no, boy.
Well, I'm going to have a little chat with those three back at the hut.
Ah, it's Mitchell and Hargraves. Did you find Tassin?
I certainly did, Jenner. At the bottom of the cliff, dead.
Oh, no. Dead? You're joking.
Some joke.
Well, how did it happen?
That's a good question, Armandariv.
Hey, just a minute. What are you trying to say?
Suppose we start with you boys saying something, like where each of you was during the time Tassin was out of this hut.
You don't mean you suspect one of us?
I don't mean anything. I just want to find out where you were. Which of you's in charge of the party?
Well, I suppose I am. I'm a she instructor down below, and I was acting as guide.
Okay, Jenner, so we start with you. Did you leave the hut while Tassin was gone?
As a matter of fact, I went out with him.
Oh?
But I returned with a load of wood and left him still gathering it. That was just before you two arrived.
I see. Armandariv, how about you?
Why, I went outside briefly.
While Tassin and Jenner were gone?
Yes.
Why?
Well, I wanted to see if we could get back down the trail the way we had come. See here, Mitchell, I resent these questions.
I'll take it easy, old boy.
Well, Kosevsky, what's your story?
He did not leave the hut.
You were here alone, then?
Of course, Well?
In other words, there's no one to prove your story.
I am telling the truth.
Well, this is just great. Jenner, you're the leader of the party. Are you the one who invited Tassin to come along?
Why, yes. When he found out we were going to make the climb to a spot near the border, he became very interested, and so I invited him. And what is wrong with that?
Nothing. Maybe.
I say, Mitchell, it's started to snow again. I suggest we get back to the lodge before we're snowed in.
Yeah. Hargraves, you lead the way. I'll bring up the rear. And you three better get one thing straight. Any of you try anything on the way back, I'll be right behind you, just waiting. Okay, let's shove off. The snow keeps falling as we work our way back down the trail toward the lodge. I've got a killer on my hands. Is it Jenner, Armandariv, or Kosevsky? Of course, even if I find out, I still don't have the boy I'm really after, the gent Tassin was going to put the finger on. One behind the Algiers bombing. Stands to reason Tassin wouldn't accompany the climbing party if this man was in it. Therefore, one of the three must be a hired hand. All of which leaves me not much further along than ever. Then, as we're about 2/3 of the way back to the lodge, a fight suddenly breaks out up in front. I run up. It's Jenner and Armandariv.
No. I know I'm going to have your remark. Let go of me. Watch out, the edge of the trail.
Let go of him, Jenner.
No, I
said let go.
Thank you, Mitchell. I think he would have pushed me over.
What's the trouble, Jenner?
The remarks he was making under his breath. I got fed up.
What remarks?
Well, never mind. It's over. I'm sorry, Armandariv.
Armandariv, what remarks?
As Jenner said, it is over. Let us forget it.
They must have been pretty strong remarks to cause a fight like that.
Mind your own business, Kosevsky.
Look, let's not start another one. Get moving.
obvious. Just ahead, Mitchell.
Good.
Oh, at last.
How's that ankle, Koshevsky?
He's getting crass. I will be glad to get off my feet.
I don't want any of you three to leave the lodge for the present.
Don't worry. I'm going to bed. I will be in my room if you want me.
Right.
And so will I. And I will be over at the bar. I'm sure you can keep an eye on me there.
I'll try, Jenny.
Sorry, chap, what?
Seems to be.
Well, you don't need me anymore, old boy. I think I'll see what happened to
The girl with the yellow hair?
How did you guess?
Just psychic. Okay, Hargraves, thanks for everything.
What's the matter?
See you later. What stopped me is the sight of somebody slipping out the side door. Armandaric. I follow. Outside, the snow is swirling around thicker than ever. About 50 yards from the lodge, he looks back and spots me coming at him. He grabs up a rock and swings it at me. I sidestep, it grazes my head, and I lock his wrist.
Let go of me. Mitchell.
Who do you think it was?
Oh, I did not know. I saw someone coming at me through the snow, and I thought I was in danger.
Where were you heading just now? I thought I told you to stick around the lodge.
I want to get out of here before the same thing happens to me that happened to Tassin.
Why should it? You maybe know something about who killed Tassin?
No.
What started that fight between you and Jenny?
Something I said to him.
I know that, but what was it? Come on, open up.
Tassin and I became friendly during the climb. I could see he was afraid. He told me somebody was after him.
Tell you who it was?
No. But when Jenna left the hut with Tassin, and then you discovered Tassin's body, I thought Jenna might have been the killer.
You hinted as much to him?
Yes, and he jumped me, as you saw.
Well, either he's guilty or a hothead. And speaking of hotheads, you can drop that rock now.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. I did not realize that...
Hey, wait a minute. Hold everything.
What?
You said you were sorry. Brother, I think you just solved the case.
What are you talking about?
That rock. Look down there on the ground. See if you can tell me where you picked it up from.
Why, no. The snow is still falling, Mitchell. As we have talked, it has covered over the place on the ground where the rock lay.
That's just the point. Hey, get down.
What?
Quick, behind this tree.
I shot.
Yeah, I spotted a glint of metal over there near those boulders.
But who is he?
My old friend, the killer. Stay here. I'm going after him. I start circling, using the trees for cover. The snow's coming down thicker than ever. Suddenly, I spot the outline of a figure ahead of me. He's got the same idea. He's circling, too. I reckon it won't be long before he sees me, but we keep on circling, and still he doesn't shoot. Maybe the snow is making it a bit difficult to spot me. We go on like a couple of cats for a while, and then suddenly I realize I'm right above him. I get ready to jump just as he flips up the gun. As he fires, I jump. I land close enough to knock him off balance, and while he's trying to get back and come at me, I let him have it. He's out to it, there in the snow. I bend over and pick up his gun as Armandaric comes hurrying up.
Mitchell! Mitchell!
Right here, Armandaric.
Who is it? Wait. It is Hargraves.
It sure is. I should have known that English accent was phony.
But I thought the two of you arrived at the hut together.
We did. Now I know why Hargraves was so easy to hire. He wanted to find Tassin, too, to kill him.
I do not understand.
You told us Tassin had gone out for wood. Hargraves and I split up looking for him. Apparently, Hargraves found him alive. He dropped a rock on Tassin that knocked him over the cliff and killed him.
He is coming, too.
Come on, Hargraves. We've got a date at the nearest police headquarters. A little matter of bombing in Algiers.
Mitchell, how did you...
Tumble to you? It took me only until just a minute ago. It was snowing when we left the hut to look for Tassin, remember? It didn't stop until just before you yelled that you'd found the body.
The rock.
Yeah. There was bare ground under it. That meant it had only been picked up a few minutes before. It left the other 3 men in the hut. It had to be you.
The bare ground.
Yeah. That's what tripped you up, Hargraves. Maybe I should say that's what did you dirt.
Baghdad, Martinique, Singapore, and all the places of the world where danger and intrigue walk hand in hand. There you will find Steve Mitchell on another dangerous assignment. Dangerous Assignment, starring Lloyd Burrell as Steve Mitchell.
Yeah, danger is my assignment. I get sent to a lot of places I can't even pronounce. They all spell the same thing, though, trouble. But when I walk into the commissioner's office, I don't realize this assignment's going to prove that sometimes what goes up never comes down. Morning, Commissioner. You sent for me?
Yes, Steve. I've got a ghost for you to go after.
Gentleman or lady?
She's no lady. She's a tramp.
Huh?
A freighter, that is.
A ghost ship. Shades of the Flying Dutchman.
We believe this ship has been running supplies and war materials to the guerrilla forces in the Far East, Steve. From some port in the South China or the Sulu Sea.
But we've never been able to catch up to her, huh?
No, she's been spotted time and time again. We think we have her trapped, and then she vanishes completely.
Any leads at all as to where she picks up her supplies?
Well, one, Steve. Yesterday, North Borneo authorities discovered a large storehouse along an isolated section of the coast north of Sandakan.
Could be the base of operations for our lady ghost.
Could be. Well, get out there, Steve. Check with the constabulary in Sandakan and track down this ghost ship. Well, that's it. You've got your assignment. Good luck.
Sure, I've got my assignment. Get over to North Borneo and get on the trail of a ghost ship which has been running supplies to guerrilla forces in the Far East. It's early Tuesday evening when my plane sets down at Sandakan, capital of the British Crown Colony. A representative of the local law is there to greet me, and he starts hustling me to a waiting car.
The name's Jeffries. I'd appreciate it if you made it just plain Fred.
All right, just plain Fred. You can make it just plain Steve. And what's the hurry?
We're expecting our ghostly friend sometime tonight.
With the ship? Where, at the spot where you located the storehouse?
Right.
What makes you think she'll show up tonight?
Patrol boat picked up a fisherman off Batu Island. His boat was shot out of the water by the ghost last night.
What?
6 men aboard. Skipper was the only survivor, a man named Dubek. Patrol boat wasn't far away when it happened. Heard the explosion when the shell hit. They picked up Dubek, swept the area thoroughly. No sign of the ghost ship.
Where'd you say this happened?
Off Batu Island, quite a way up the coast.
The ghost is probably headed this way to pick up that stuff at the storehouse, huh?
It's a distinct possibility. All things considered, she'll be due at the spot in another hour or so. Here we are, Steve.
After you.
Thanks.
Any particular reason why the ghost would want to sink the fishing boat?
Might have mistaken her for the patrol boat. There was quite a fog.
Was the fisher equipped with radio?
Right. A good many of them are equipped with radio. That's the reason, I think. The ghost ran 3 other fishers in the past month.
She probably likes privacy. Doesn't want anyone around to report her position. Have you any description of her?
Other than she's a freighter, none. That is nothing definite. She's been described by witnesses as being anywhere from 5 to 15,000 tons, as being painted black, grey, blue, grey-black, grey-blue, and so on and so on. No name, of course.
It's a lot of help.
Before the night's over, we might know a lot more about our friend the ghost. I hope.
A half hour later, we
pull up at a spot along the coast. There's a bright moon overhead, but it's not much help since a low, heavy fog clings to the area. Jeffries and I make our way through the trees and step out onto the beach.
Can't see much of it, I'm afraid, but there's a small bay here.
I can make out something over there. It looks like a dock.
Right. Japanese during the war. Hasn't been in use since they were booted out. Over here is the road leading from the dock. It goes back into the jungle to the storehouse. Used to be an old ammunition dump. Like to have a look?
Yeah. Yeah, I never did like that sound. 9 times out of 10, the bird turned out to be a sniper.
This time it happens to be one of my men. Got him scattered all over the area. Another one of my chaps, Joe Taiba. Never could do that call properly.
Sounds good enough to me.
Wait till you hear Sam Coyote. Top man in the bird call department. Does tend to be a little flashy at times. Overconfidence, you know. Here we are. Down this way. Mind the steps. I'll turn on my torch.
Hey, quite a layout. All steel and concrete.
Stuff's over there in the crates. Gun and ammo on this side, and over here, various kinds of machinery, auto parts, chemicals, fuels, and so on.
Any idea where this stuff comes from originally?
Here. Have a look at the markings on this crate.
It could be Chinese.
Right. Japanese. Stuff left over from the war. Stashed away on various islands in the area. Collected and brought here.
Not all this stuff is Japanese.
No. The rest of it comes from another source. Markings on the crates are all the same.
Yeah. So I see.
If you're looking for a trademark or a serial number on that stuff, don't bother. Filed off.
I can see that, too. Still, there must be something.
Hold on, Steve. Listen.
What is it?
A signal from my chaps. They've spotted something.
Come on.
This way, Steve. Down to the beach.
Here, Sab. Here.
What is it, Coyote?
Over that way, Sab. That way past the dock. It was there a moment ago, Sab.
A ship?
The fog seemed to lift. Yes, Sab. It looked like a ship.
I don't see anything now. You sure?
Hold on, Steve. Listen. Do you hear anything? No. Just my imagination.
What you saw out there, Coyote, might have been just another bank of fog moving in. In this light, your eyes are bound to play crazy tricks.
Possible, Sab.
Oh, well, it was just a false alarm. Had your coffee yet, Coyote?
No, Sab.
There's a good lad, then. 3 coffees. I'll take over here.
Yes, Sab. Right away, Sab.
Can't blame the chap for seeing things, staring out into that blasted fog for hours at a time.
Sure.
Well, might as well make ourselves comfortable, Steve. Sit down. We've got the night ahead of us. What time is it, Steve?
A little after 5 in the a.m.
Shouldn't have let me sleep so long. By George, the fog's lifted.
Yeah, sun's breaking through. Nice view of the bay from here, only there's one thing wrong with it. No ghost ship.
Well, looks like my idea was all wrong.
Maybe not. Maybe the ghost did show up last night, only something frightened her off.
There's also the possibility the skipper of the Ghost heard we'd located the storehouse. I don't see how, though, if there was kept quiet. Oh, well, I don't suppose there's much point in staying around here. She won't show up in broad daylight.
Let's stick around for a while anyway, in case the fog sweeps in again. After 2 pots of coffee and a half-pack of cigarettes, the sun is high overhead and the fog is completely gone. There's no sign of the ship. Just to play it safe, Jeffries leaves his men on the scene and the 2 of us head back to Sandakan. We spend the rest of the day nosing around the waterfront. We pick up a lot of talk about the ghost, nothing more. Early that evening, before heading up the coast again, we decide to stop in at the local hospital to have a chat with a fisherman who survived the shell fire from the ghost ship.
To Beck's room's down this way, Steve. Doctor said he'd be... Oh, just a minute.
What's the matter?
Chap coming this way. I was afraid he'd be here. Leon Maras owns a fishing fleet. It was his ship the ghost got night before last.
Jeffries, I have been waiting for you.
I thought so. Look, I'm sorry about what happened.
Of course. That's what you said the last time and the time before. And the time before that. How long can this go on, I ask you?
We're doing all we can, Mr. Morris. This is Steve Mitchell, a special agent. He's joined the investigation.
How do you do, Mr. Mitchell? Hi. Perhaps we can get to the bottom of this soon, before I'm run out of business? So far, 4 of my ships I have lost rammed, shot out of the water by this ghost.
I understand how you feel, Mr. Maras.
My men have become frightened. Soon they will refuse to man my ships, and then where will I be?
Have you talked with Dubeck yet?
No. They would not let me in to see him. They said he was not well enough to talk.
Oh, we can go in now. The doctor said it was all right.
Oh, that's good.
Here we are. You two go on in. I want to check with headquarters.
Dubeck.
Oh, Mr. Maras. It is good of you to come to see me.
This is Mr. Mitchell, his special agent. He will probably wanted to ask you questions.
Hello, Dubeck.
Mr. Mitchell, I will, of course, tell you all I know. What I can remember.
Fine. The shelling took place just off Barku Island, right?
Yes. There was a heavy fog. I was alone on deck when suddenly there was the explosion as the shell hit us. I was thrown into the water. I looked back, saw our boat was on fire, and then I saw something else.
The ghost ship?
It looked so big. A monster coming out of the fog at me. Then it slipped past silently, disappeared into the fog again.
You got a good look at the ship then, close up?
Close up, Mr. Mitchell. Yes, too close. A big ship, as I said. All gray color, and...
Go on, Dubeck.
There was something about this ship. Something that at a single glance seemed familiar. That I had seen it somewhere before. It is hard to explain. Perhaps I will be able to remember what it was when I can think more clearly.
You've had a rough time.
Mr. Maras.
Yes, my friend.
They say I will be here in the hospital for some time, unable to work. And there is my wife, Mr. Maras.
Your wife, of course, Dubeck.
We do not have much money. She will work.
I understand. You must let me take care of it. I will take care of everything, so?
Thank you. Thank you.
Steve.
What is it, Jeffries?
Just got word from the Coast Patrol. Our ghost has tangled with another fishing boat.
Don't tell me it was one of my boats again.
No, this fisher belonged to the Carver Company. The ghost tried to ram her down an hour ago off the Balabac Strait, but she missed. The fisher managed to trail her, just radioed in her position.
Good. Where is the ghost?
She's gone up into the Tanaya River, and there's only one way out. We've got the ghost bottled up this time, but good.
And now, back to Dangerous Assignment and Steve Mitchell.
Well, at last it looks like we're getting somewhere. The report from the Carver Company fishing boat that she had just sighted the Phantom ship is our hottest lead to date. Jeffries, Maras, and I race to the waterfront and pile aboard one of several patrol boats lined up for the operation. We shove off, and an hour later, we're nearing the spot.
No sign of fog tonight, Steve. That ghost ship won't be able to lose herself so easily.
I hope not, Jeffries.
Is not that the mouth of the Tanaya River just ahead?
That's right, Maras.
That's where this Carver Company fishing boat reported the ship was headed, huh?
Yes. See, there's the fishing boat on our starboard over there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, blinking at us.
Ship.
Still up.
river. Good.
You say there's no other way out, Jeffries?
Not that I know of, old boy. All right, Captain. Into the river. It's only a question of time now, Steve. Shouldn't be much farther now, Steve.
Say, this river's longer than I thought.
Yes. But around the next bend, it narrows suddenly.
That's right, Morris. That's the farthest a big ship could get.
Well, in that case, she's got to be right around the bend.
Our gun crews are ready for her.
I approach this moment with great pleasure. Blow my fishing boats out of the water, will she? Now she will get a taste of it herself.
Wonder why she headed up this river.
Possibly a hidden supply dump around here.
It could be. She wouldn't have done it if she'd known that fishing boat was tailing her.
Steady now. We're rounding the bend. Steady. Now, searchlights on.
That's it. Sweep them back and forth. And now to starboard. Hey!
Steve, it's impossible.
There's no ship at all.
There certainly isn't. Well, this is just great.
But it's got to be here. There's no place for it to go.
Are you sure about that, Jeffries?
Reasonably sure.
Well, there's no ship here, that's a cinch. Come on, let's move in closer. We search along both banks of the river, but can't find any concealed channels. Finally, we head back to the mouth of the river. The other patrol boats have been covering the coast on each side, but can report nothing. So, back to Sandakan we steam. We're a sad-looking outfit when we get off the patrol boat.
Well, another lead up in smoke, Steve.
Yeah.
There's a place not far from here where we can get some coffee.
Okay.
Join us, Morris?
No. I will say good night. Jeffries, from now on until you catch that ship, I insist upon adequate protection for my fishing boats.
We'll do the best we can, Morris.
Your best is apparently not good enough. My charter guarantees me safer fishing. I insist upon adequate protection. Good night.
Oh, what a headache, Steve. It isn't enough this phantom ship supplying the guerrillas. They also have to put our fishing fleets out of existence.
Well, they probably reckon that's one sure way of staying on the loose if they blow every boat out of the water that spots them.
Quite. Well, what now, Steve?
I wonder how Dubek's doing.
The survivor from the sunken fishing boat?
When we were there earlier, he told us there was something familiar about the Phantom. Something he might be able to put his finger on when he got some of his strength back.
That's right. Come on, let's drop in on him. Let's see, that's his room at the end.
I hope he's been able to remember a little more.
Steve!
From Dubek's room. Locked. Now get back. Dubek! Stabbed to death.
The window. Open.
Come on! We dive out the window and cover the hospital grounds, but there's no sign of the killer. He must have moved real fast. Finally, we give up and drive to Moros's house and break the news to him.
Dubek? Dead? Now I am ruined.
What do you mean?
How do you expect me to keep even one crew together when this leaks out, let alone an entire fleet?
I know. Well, come on, Jeffries.
Right.
Oh, Moros.
Yes?
Didn't Dubec mention having a wife?
Mrs. Dubec. Dubec, of course. Yeah, she lives in the village of Lemana. She has not heard of the news?
Well, not that I know of.
Mr. Mitchell, I don't suppose you... but no. It is my duty to tell her.
I think so, Moros.
I'll drive up there right away. Why didn't I stay in the Mediterranean? I had it so nice there.
See you later.
I doubt there's much more we can do tonight, Steve.
I guess not.
I'll drive you by your hotel.
Oh, fine.
You seem preoccupied.
Just thinking about something Maras said.
Oh?
About being put out of business by all this.
What about it?
Maybe that's the point.
I don't follow you.
The Phantom ship steams up a river. There's only one way out. But we searched the river. No Phantom ship.
So?
So there's one possibility we haven't examined yet. Namely, maybe the ship never steamed up that river.
But the fishing boat reporter...
Exactly. That fishing boat is owned by the Carver Company.
You think they deliberately sent in a false report?
It could be. Maybe they wanted to draw us away from that storehouse we were watching up the coast so they could get a load of supplies from there.
The Carver Company?
Look, there are two fishing fleets. Maras's and the Carver Company.
Uh-huh.
Maras has lost about 4 boats. How many has the Carver Company lost?
Why, none that I know of. Matter of fact, I think they've acquired 2 additional ones recently.
I see.
Steve, you may have hit it right on the head. If the Carver Company is behind this business, they could be trying to kill 2 birds with one stone.
Sure. Smuggle contraband to the guerrillas and put a rival fishing company, Maras's outfit, out of business. They have any freighters?
I don't know. But I'm certain Maras could tell us.
Let's go back and ask him. We turn back. Then as we get near Maras's place, we see his car pull away.
Probably on his way to break the news to Mrs. Dubec.
Yeah, let's pull up on him.
Wait a minute. He's not taking the road to the village where she lives.
Huh? Well, in that case, maybe we better just tag along real quiet-like and see which road he is taking.
Right.
We douse the lights and follow Maras's car. An hour later, he turns off the main road and heads toward the coast. He parks and takes off into the jungle on foot. We tail him. Pretty soon we spot what looks like a deserted ammunition dump. It's almost grown over with vines. Maras disappears inside and we ease up to it.
There's a light inside.
Yeah. We can see through this crack in the wall.
Kerosene lantern.
Brother, pretty close to that ammunition. A radio operator and Maras.
Send out a message to the boats. Tell them to be here before dawn. We can radio the patrol boats from the car and have them here in time to run out the whole fleet.
Come on.
You're not leaving.
What?
Guard.
Keep your hands in sight. Inside. Move.
Well, Mitchell. Jeffries.
Hello, Maras. Your stooge here invited us in with his gun. So you're the big boy behind all this. Pretty neat. There is no Phantom ship. There never was. You made up the whole deal to cover the fact you've been using your fishing boats to run the supplies to the guerrillas.
That's right, Mitchell.
The one thing I don't get, why'd you sink your own boats?
I had the first one scuttled because a patrol boat came close and, I was afraid the cargo would be discovered. 2 others weren't sunk at all. I just repainted them and put them with my other company.
So you own the Carver Company too, huh?
Yes. And the boat Dubec was on. I planted the time bomb because he wanted the more money. He tried to blackmail me at the hospital.
So you closed his mouth with a knife. Well, I guess that's all the answer.
Stay away from the Abbott kerosene. He's a flat top. Fire! Fire up the ammunition! I'm getting out of here!
Take
the radio man, Jeffries. I've got more on. Right. Get back, Mitchell. Get back. Jeffries, come on. Let's drag them out before the whole joint goes up in smoke.
Flames. Enormous to the hammer.
Head for that ditch over there. Right. Hurry.
Yes, Sergeant.
This will be any second. Dive into the ditch.
You all right, Steve?
Yeah. Another second and we wouldn't have been.
Moros is coming out of it.
Yeah.
Well,
You missed the show, Moros.
The storehouse.
Yeah. Looks like you just went out of business. With a bang.
Baghdad, Martinique, Singapore. At all the places of the world where danger and intrigue walk hand in hand, there you will find Steve Mitchell on another dangerous assignment. Dangerous Assignment, starring Lloyd Burrell as Steve Mitchell.
Yeah, danger is my assignment. I get sent to a lot of places I can't even pronounce. They all spell the same thing, though. Trouble. But when I walk into the commissioner's office, I don't realize this assignment's going to prove that sometimes a card in the pocket is worth two on the table. Morning, Commissioner. You sent for me?
Steve, you're going to Singapore to contact the little man who isn't there.
If he isn't there, where is he?
He doesn't exist.
Uh-huh. Agent Wells is the man for this job.
Wells, we haven't any agent of the
It's perfect. Send an agent we don't have to meet a little man who isn't there.
Oh, Steve.
Okay. What's the deal?
Now, Steve, since the United Nations blockade of China, Singapore has become a teeming hub of two-way smuggling. Now, we know that money derived from this contraband trade is being used to help finance various uprisings in the East.
I'm curious about this little man who isn't there. How does he fit in?
Well, he's known simply as Mr. Han. He was created by one of our agents in the Orient 3 months ago, Steve. The mysterious Mr. Han was set up to protect certain informers who have been tipping us off from time to time regarding the activities of this smuggling ring.
Oh, I get it.
Now, your arrival in Singapore will be made known through various channels. News circulated that you've come to confer with Mr. Han, a person you alone know. And once the ring learns of this, you can be certain they'll have you watched.
You know, Commissioner, I have a hunch if I work this right, I might wind up face to face with the big-time operator himself, or dead.
I hope you're right the first time. Our agent in Singapore is Wally Norton. Check with him, Steve, then get to work. We've got to smash that contraband ring. Well, that's it, Steve. You've got your assignment. Good luck.
Sure, I've got my assignment. Get over to Singapore for a meeting with the little man who isn't there. The non-existent Mr. Han. A meeting that's bound to interest the big shot who was masterminding a flourishing contraband racket. It's late Thursday afternoon when I arrive in Singapore, and I head straight to Wally Norton's apartment. The door is opened by a grinning houseboy.
Hello, hello.
Steve Mitchell. Is Wally...
Oh, yes. I am Kim Mee. Please come in. Come in. Miss Norton is busy on telephone.
Yes, all right, Ramsey. I'll take care. Yeah, here's Mitchell now. Right. What?
Please to sit down, Mr. Mitchell.
Thanks, Kim.
Right, Ramsey. I'll ring you later. Bye. How are you, Steve? Nice to see you.
Wally,
Say, been putting on a little weight, haven't you?
You can blame Kim here for that. He's too good a cook.
You hungry, Mr. Mitchell? Kim fix something for you to eat?
In this weather? Oh, too hot to eat.
Tall cool drink is in order then?
I'll take care of that, Kim. Now, suppose you go on that little errand for me, huh?
I go.
Yeah, pretty soft, Wally. Nice apartment like this. Houseboy to look after you.
Yeah, Kim's a handy little person to have around, Steve. You don't know how handy.
Huh? What do you mean?
My faithful houseboy happens to be a little stooge for the contraband smuggling ring.
What?
I first suspected him some 3 months ago. Our plans were going wrong. We'd set up a trap. It wouldn't close because someone was tipping the ring. I decided to test Kim.
Is that when Mr. Hahn was created?
Right. And we just pulled off a good job. Grabbed a big haul of contraband stuff. Ramsey, he's the top British agent here. He dropped in for a chat. Kim was in the room. I happened to mention the name Hahn. Told Ramsey that Hahn had turned out to be a good informer.
And then what?
2 days later, the news that a gent named Hahn was working for us was circulated around Singapore. Only 3 men knew that name: Ramsey, myself, Kim. Add up?
It adds up.
Kim's pretty smooth. I tried to find out just how and where he was delivering his information, with no luck. And I didn't care to find out. I thought he'd be a lot handier to have around.
To make good use of him.
And I have. Ramsey and I have kept up the Hahn business for months now, played it up big. Kim has relayed every word to the ring.
So it's been through Kim that our mysterious Mr. Hahn has developed into the #1 menace to the smugglers.
Yeah.
Now, where do I set up headquarters?
A Hotel Malaya. I sent Kim over there yesterday to make reservations, room 308. What Kim doesn't know is that one of Ramsey's boys has the room right across the hall from you.
Ah, good.
How you going to work this, Steve?
I think we'll give him the slow treatment to come on. The big shot will have his boys trailing me to see if I'll lead them to Mr. Hahn, if I can make them look bad, like they're falling down on the job. I think Mr. Big might get impatient and have me picked up. Try to force the information from me.
Good idea, if it works.
It will work. If you and Ramsey's boys keep an eye on me, stay on my trail when I'm picked up, take me to the big shot.
Now, we'll be around it.
You'd better be. An hour later, I leave Wally Norton's apartment. When I step out into the street, I spot a gent standing in a doorway across the square. He's pretending to read a newspaper. A small car, a 2-seater, is parked a short distance down the block. Another gent is slumped down behind the wheel, his hat over his eyes. He looks like he's asleep. I know I've picked up my shadows, or vice versa. 10 minutes later, I check in at the Hotel Malaya. It's a little after 8 that night when I stroll out of the dining room and go upstairs. I put in a call to Wally Norton.
All right, Steve, let's have it.
Kim there?
Yeah.
Right. Start sounding enthusiastic like I've talked to Mr. Hahn.
You saw Hahn? Good.
Well, the only person I actually talked to was the head waiter.
Really? What did he say?
Well, matter of fact, he suggested I have lobster jambalaya.
What else?
For dessert, bomb glacé.
That sounds good, Steve.
It wasn't bad, actually. He even told me how it was made.
What plan has Hahn made, Steve?
Well, first you dissolve 2 cups of sugar.
Really?
And then you do something with the egg yolks and put the whole mess in a double boiler, and after that it's all sort of hazy in my mind.
Great, Steve. Great news. No, just a second. Yes, Kim, what is it?
If no further need for Kim here?
No, you can go, Kim. You got a date, huh?
Yes, Kim got a date.
Well, off you go, then. Right, Steve, he's gone.
The only date that kid has is with the nearest telephone.
Yeah. Did you spot your tag?
Yeah, 2 of them. They picked me up when I left your place this afternoon. I didn't see Ramsey's boys, though.
No, they were around. One of them is Pawson. Short, heavy set with a mustache.
Oh, yeah, now that you mention it, I noticed someone like that on a corner.
We continue the treatment?
Yeah, we keep at it until the big shot decides his boys are getting nowhere trailing me.
He has you picked up, and we close in. Any plans for tonight, Steve?
Yeah. A bicarbonate of soda and I hit the hay. You know, that lobster jambalaya isn't all it's cracked up to be.
The next morning, I put in another phone call to Wally Norton. He's properly enthusiastic about my second meeting with Hahn. Kim, I know, is close by, getting an earful. An earful he's going to relay to the ring. Shortly before noon, I leave the hotel, saunter over into the native quarter. I've got two new gents tailing me now. They're a half block behind when a little gent scurries up to me.
Excuse me, sir. You want guide? I am George.
No, thanks.
Beautiful tour of the city. Very cheap, very nice.
Sorry.
Includes dinner and glass of wine.
Well, sounds real nice, but I'm not interested at the moment.
A visit to the Chinese Gardens, Peel Hill, Botanical Gardens, Hindu temples, the Shuba House.
Some other time.
Excuse me, just wait.
What's the matter?
You are a visitor?
Of course I'm a visitor.
For you, I have half price.
Oh, why?
Who cares why? It's half price.
Look, I don't want a guy.
For nothing, I show you.
Nothing? That doesn't sound like good business.
Business? Business is terrible. I don't have a customer for such a long time. I just want to keep him practiced.
Look,
Please don't say no. I give you my card.
George Nevescu. A Romanian guide in Singapore yet.
At your service. Read further on the card.
Counselor at law.
Small cases I handle on the side. You got a small case?
Sorry.
Good. Then you are gay, happy, carefree. You are in the mood for adventure. Singapore, my dear sir, is delightful by day, but Singapore by night.
Excuse me, George. I think I'll hop a rickshaw.
A rickshaw? Yes, but of course, George Nevescu, at your service.
Don't tell me you're full of rickshaw, too.
Take that boy over there, the one in the yellow hat. From him, I get a commission.
I climb aboard the rickshaw, go off down the street. I look back to see if the shadows are tailing me. They're not. They're trailing George. And suddenly I know why. They saw him talking to me, saw him slip me a piece of paper, his card. They could think he's Hahn. If so, he's a dead duck. I jump out of the rickshaw and take off after them. When I round the corner, I spot them standing in front of a coffee house. I slip around to the back and inside. George is sitting at a table lapping up a cup of Java. I can see the two shadows eyeing George, but they can't see me. George does. He comes over.
I know you have reconsidered. You wish to tour the city.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, please. You are in such a hurry.
This way.
First, you do not want to. You're so eager to. Wait, where are we going?
Down this alley.
But who is to conduct this tour?
Right now I am.
You? But why this way? Where are we?
Jail wouldn't be a bad idea at the moment.
Jail? Oh, I have already been there. Not very interesting jail.
But a lot safer for you, Georgie, and that's the point right now.
Me? Go to jail? But... No! Oh, no!
Hey!
No!
Hey, wait a minute! George takes off down the alley, flying low. I go after him. A block away, I spot him ducking into a cellar. I close in fast. It's pitch black inside, but he's along the wall. I can hear him moving around. Then he makes a dash for the doorway. Hold it, Buster!
Please, please. Cannot we discuss this quietly without violence?
That was a big mistake, George, coming up to me in the street back there.
This I am aware of, but why? I am a law-abiding citizen. I have a license. I have 2 licenses. I have 3 licenses.
Why'd you start running it?
The mention of the word jail did something to me. First to my stomach, and then to my legs. And I was running before I knew it.
Look, nothing's going to happen to you if you do as I say. Jail is the best place for you right now, believe me. Be my guest.
Yes, well, this kind of hospitality I can do without. What is this all about?
I haven't time to...
What is it?
Someone coming down the cellar stairs.
Who? Who is it? Can you see?
No. But one thing's sure. Here in the cellar, we're bottled up. But good.
And now, back to Dangerous Assignment and Steve Mitchell.
If you don't mind, I will leave.
Shut up. I don't want him to... Hey, wait a minute.
What? You know him?
Yeah, sure. short, heavy-set brush mustache. Paulson.
Mitchell? Mitchell?
Yeah, over here.
Everything all right, old man?
So far, yeah. I thought. Meet George Nevescu. He's really gummed up the works.
Me? What did I do?
The shadows around Paulson?
No. No sign of them.
Good. Let's get George out of here before they show. We duck out of the cellar, grab a cab at the next corner, and drive down to police headquarters. 2 plainclothes officers are assigned to take Nevescu home and stay with him. I wait around for Wally Norton to show up, and when he does, I fill in on what's happened.
You did the right thing, Steve. Those 2 might have grabbed off Nevescu thinking it was Hahn.
I couldn't take the chance of maybe putting an innocent man on the spot. No telling what they might have done to him.
Well, what do we do now?
Well, we don't do anything. I think they'll make the next move now. I'm going back to the hotel. I'll wait there an hour and then go out for a walk. If I'm right, the big boy will be ordering a grab right now.
All right, Steve.
You'll be around?
We'll be around.
When I get back to my hotel, I find a small crowd has gathered on the street in front. There's an ambulance parked nearby. The first thing that pops into my head is the idea that something's happened to the man Ramsey has planted in the room opposite mine. I check with the hotel clerk and find out I'm wrong. Seems a guest named Mamoulian has just died of a heart attack. I step into the self-service elevator and start up. There's another gent in the elevator with me.
7th floor, if you please.
I get off at 3.
I think not, Mr. Mitchell.
Huh?
I think we will both get off at the 7th floor.
Yeah?
This gun, Mr. Mitchell, says we will.
Okay. So we get off at the 7th floor.
It's Hugo. Open up. After you, Mr. Mitchell.
So, you are Mr. Mitchell, eh? Good work, Hugo.
I don't believe we've met.
I will come right to the point, Mr. Mitchell. My name is Carlin. Where is Hahn?
Hahn? Well, name sounds familiar, but I can't seem to place it.
Perhaps this will refresh your memory.
Now, Hugo. Easy, easy.
Give me but a few moments with him. He will tell us.
No, not here, Hugo. I was afraid Mr. Mitchell might prove to be stubborn. We must remove him elsewhere.
Go right ahead.
You would like that, would you not, Mr. Mitchell? Have us march you out of this hotel right past the police who are watching.
Police?
Hugo, if you please. Your best professional manner, Hugo.
Hello? Hello, desk? This is Dr. Fergal speaking from Mr. Mamoulian's room. Will you have the ambulance attendants come up, please? Yes. Yes, we will remove the body. Thank you.
I'm beginning to get it, boys. Hugo here turns out to be a phony doc. And you, fat boy.
Mamoulian? Oh, no. Our friend Mr. Mamoulian left the hotel some time ago. The rear stairs, unobserved.
So now I get hauled out in a basket as the late Mr. Mamoulian.
By 2 of our men, to a private ambulance. Do you like the idea, Mr. Mitchell?
Frankly, no.
I did not think you would. Very well, Hugo. Tie him up. Tape his mouth securely. And then, Mr. Mitchell, we shall take a little ride to a quiet place where we can pursue our questioning further. And entirely undisturbed.
Well, this is just great. Our little plan has gone up in smoke. They're going to smuggle me out of the hotel right under the nose of Ramsey's men. I'm really on my own now. They strap me to a stretcher, put a sheet over me, and cart me down to a waiting ambulance. We drive out to a very small private hospital on the edge of the city. They slap me on a cart and wheel me into an operating room. I've got an idea Carlin isn't the big boss, and I'm right. The door opens, and in walks a little number who looks for all the world like the Dragon Lady.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mitchell.
Well, don't tell me you're the big boss.
My name is Tanya. Oh, make yourself comfortable, Mr. Mitchell. You may be here some time.
Thanks.
I'm sorry to keep you strapped to the cart like this, but the sooner you decide to be sensible, the sooner you will be more comfortable.
How did you get into this racket?
I married a soldier of fortune called Colonel Black.
Yeah, I've heard of him. Is he the one that's bossing the smuggling operation?
He was, but, he died a year ago.
An accident, I suppose?
Not an accident, a mistake. His mistake.
What was it?
I became tired of him.
That was his mistake?
Yes, and a fatal one, as it turned out.
Brother, you're a real sweet kid.
Oh, it was not necessary for me to handle it personally. I had Colin and Hugo for jobs like that. Anyway, Colonel Black's death was for the best. How else could I have got my name?
Name?
They called me the Black Widow.
You know something? I believe it.
Thank you. And now, I must get back to business. Where is Mr. Hahn?
Sorry.
Oh, so am I. Darling.
You always kiss your victims first?
Oh, not always. Hugo!
So, you won't tell us now? Good. It's more fun this way.
Hugo goes to work on me as I lie there strapped to the cart, helpless. Even if I told them there was no Mr. Hahn, they'd never believe me. Finally, he uncorks one that puts me in the land of Nod. And after a while, I come out of it just long enough to realize Hugo's gone. I can hear voices in the room. Dimly, I peg them. Fat Boy Colin and Kim, Wally Norton's houseboy.
I did not know Hugo was going to do that to him. He looks bad. I'm worried.
You do as you're told, and we'll worry about the rest, Kim.
I drift under again. The next thing I know, Kim is bending over me.
Mr. Mitchell.
Huh? What?
I'm Kim. Here, I untie you.
How come?
I help you get away.
Why?
I don't want to be mixed up in this. Here, I untie.
How do I know this isn't a trap? You helped me get away and your gang tags me to Hahn.
No, please. They promised me there would not be any beating up like this. They're going to kill you.
Getting cold feet?
Yes. I give them information, but they tell me no rough stuff and no murder. They lie to me. Now I get out of it.
Well, what have I got to lose? Even if it is a trap.
Here, I help you to the door.
Hugo.
Colin!
Well, well. Our little friend Kim. Congratulations, Mr. Mitchell. You make friends easily.
Thanks, Colin.
So you can still stand up. I fixed that.
What's the matter? What has happened?
Our little friend Kim had a weak stomach. He tried to help Mitchell escape.
Oh, I am so sorry the attempt failed, Mr. Mitchell.
So am I, believe me.
And now we will resume our questioning. Hugo will ask the questions in his usual manner.
So it looks like I've lost my last chance. Then I get an idea. Maybe I still got an ace up my sleeve. Why not tell them what they want to hear? I pull my handkerchief out of my pocket and mop my face a little. And then I suddenly slump over against Colin. He hauls me to my feet again.
Come, Mr. Mitchell. We have not even started. Hugo, you have the honor again.
Wait a minute.
Oh, don't tell me you have had enough.
Yeah.
Very well. Where is Mr. Hahn?
He's been in your organization right from the start. He's been selling you out from the inside.
Who is it? Who is it?
Let me ask you a question, Hugo.
What is it?
Up in the hotel room, who tried to keep you from knocking me around? Who was against the torture?
Colin. What?
Colin.
Tanya, this is ridiculous.
Sorry, Colin. I tried to cover as long as I could, but I just can't take it anymore.
It is a lie.
Stand still, Colin. Stand very still. Well, Mr. Mitchell.
Your boys saw me talk to a little guide named George Nevescu.
Yes. It occurred to us that he might be Mr. Hahn.
No, he was just a go-between. He gave me his card. I was to give it to Hahn when I met him to identify myself.
So?
Guess who's got that card now?
Colin.
Colin.
No.
Search him, Hugo.
Very well. Yes, there is a card here in his pocket.
So, what is the name on it?
George Novescu.
Colin's face turns green. Tanya squeezes the trigger. Colin goes down. I clip Hugo on the chin. I shove the wheel cart into Tanya. It spoils her aim on me. Before she can pull the trigger again, I twist the gun out of her hand. Well. Colin and Kim dead, you and Hugo on ice. Looks like that's the crop. You know, I played a dirty trick on you, Miss Black Widow.
Just what do you mean?
I planted that card in Colin's pocket when I slumped against him a minute ago.
Colin was not Mr. Hahn.
Nope. I got another secret for you, too. There is no Mr. Hahn.
What?
That's right. It was just a gag, and you bit on it. I guess that's one spider bite that was fatal to the spider.
Dangerous Assignment, starring Lloyd Burrell as Steve Mitchell. This is a Grace Gibson radio production directed by Lawrence H. Cecil. Be with us again next week, same time, when Steve Mitchell will embark on another Dangerous Assignment. Baghdad, Martinique, Singapore, and all the places of the world where danger and intrigue walk hand in hand. There you will find Steve Mitchell on another Dangerous Assignment. Dangerous Assignment, starring Lloyd Burrell as Steve Mitchell.
Yeah, danger is my assignment. I get sent to a lot of places I can't even pronounce. They all spell the same thing, though, trouble. But when I walk into the commissioner's office, I don't realize this assignment's going to wind up with my solving a murder by getting hit on the head with a rock. Morning, Commissioner. You sent for me?
Steve, I want you to pin down a man who's been playing hide and seek with us for the last 2 weeks. His name is Tassin, Vincent Tassin.
What makes us want to play games with him?
I'm sure you remember the Algiers bombing a month ago.
Defense conference over there. Our delegate was William Sedgwick. His car was booby-trapped. He gets in to drive to the conference, steps on the starter, and gets blown up.
Right. Now, his death brought that conference to a standstill, slowed down the entire timetable of Mediterranean defense preparations. We're still trying to catch up.
So what's all this got to do with a gent named Vincent Tassin who's playing hide and seek?
He contacted us from Tangier 2 weeks ago, Steve, and claimed he could name the man responsible for Sedgwick's death.
What?
Tassin wants to make a deal with us.
And what kind of deal?
I don't know. Probably money. He said he'd discuss his terms with one of our representatives. Well, we sent a man to Tangier, but he couldn't find Tassin. 2 days later, Tassin contacted us from Madrid and set up another meeting. Same thing happened.
He skipped town again?
Right. Next, he popped up in Barcelona, then Marseille.
Looks like Sedgwick's killer is hot on his trail.
That's my guess, too. And that's why we've got to act fast. Bob Martin's in Marseille right now, running down any and all leads. So get over there, Steve, work with Martin, and find Tassin before Sedgwick's killer does. Well, that's it. You've got your assignment. Good luck.
Sure, I've got my assignment. Get over to Marseille on the trail of a gent named Tassin, who has a tip on a political murder we've been trying to crack for a month. Find Tassin before the killer does. It's early morning when I arrive in Marseille. Martin's at the airport to meet me, and I suddenly get the idea that something's happened. It has.
Yeah, that's right, Steve. I talked with Tassin on the phone no more than half an hour ago. He's up in the French Alps.
French Alps? Brother, he's really on the run.
Yeah, staying at an inn just outside a little village called Violon.
I better get on my horse.
Well, not exactly a hearse, Steve. I've arranged your transportation by private plane.
Huh?
Come on. Ah, there she is over there.
That thing?
Yep. War surplus job.
Yeah, but which war?
Only plane of its size available, Steve.
What size got to do with... wait a minute, I get it. No landing field?
No landing field.
Cow pasture, maybe?
A cow pasture.
And not a very big one.
Not very big. But cheer up, Steve. The cows are small.
On this note of joy, I climb into the front cockpit. A few minutes later, the pilot guns a crate down the runway, and we rattle off into the wild blue yonder. It's a bumpy trip, but the scenery, as they say in the travelogues, is one of majestic splendor. I make a note to renew my subscription to all my travel magazines. It's late afternoon when we set down on a postage stamp pasture near the village in the French Alps. I head straight to the inn. It's owned by a man named Caesar, a big happy gent with a voice to match. I find him behind the bar polishing glasses.
Ah, bonjour, monsieur. A song of the sea there.
Of here, I expected yodeling.
Yeah, I am not one to disappoint.
Later. Right now, I'm looking for one of your guests, Vincent Tassin.
Oh, up there, moving along the side of the mountain. Perhaps a third of the way up.
From here, they look like ants.
A party of mountain climbers, monsieur. Among them is your Monsieur Tassin. They left 3 hours ago.
He must be on the run again.
One does not run up that mountain.
Yeah. Isn't it sort of late in the afternoon to start up?
They plan to reach the ski lodge somewhere before nightfall and continue the climb in the morning.
Where is this lodge?
Round the side of the mountain overlooking Lake Lucette.
Was that? Yeah, that's near the Swiss border.
Oui.
Yeah, probably where Tassin's heading, all right. Hey, wait a minute. These other members of the hiking party, who are they?
Former guests at the inn, Monsieur Jenner, Monsieur Kishevsky, and Monsieur Armendariz.
Did Tassin know any of them?
He did not seem to. He came downstairs to shake out, and the others apparently persuaded him to accompany them on the climb.
Great. If I will get you 10, one of them was hired to persuade him.
Monsieur?
I'll skip it.
If you wish to go to the lodge, I can make arrangements. The festival is in progress there. Music, dancing.
When can I leave?
Oh, not until morning. There is no guide available.
I've got to get up there tonight before Tassin does.
Impossible, monsieur. And, but no.
Unless what?
La pipe.
La what?
Pipe. A pipe, monsieur. It is the kind one smokes. It is the name of a shortcut up to the lodge, most dangerous.
A shortcut?
To attempt it alone would be
That's for me, Caesar.
That's the spirit, old chap.
Huh?
Ah, Monsieur Hargrave. You hear this one?
Yes, I heard.
Monsieur Hargrave, this is...
Mitchell.
How do you do? So, La Peep holds no terror for you, eh? Good. But Caesar's right, you know. Suicide to try to learn. I should know I have the lumps to prove it.
You familiar with this area, Hargrave?
Rather, yes. I manage to gather a few pounds each year, spend a week or two in the Alps. Then it's back to London, the dreary life of a clerk. Hemsley, Hawkins, Twinkler, and Havisham solicitors. On Dubonnet, Caesar.
Yeah.
Join me, old man?
It's on me.
Oh, tell the truth, I was rather hoping you'd say that. 2 Dubonnet, Caesar. And 1 for yourself. If you mind, old chap.
Hargraves, how'd you like to scrape together a few more pounds?
I should like that very much. The festival, you know. Frightfully good show.
Well, what's stopping us?
Eh?
I've got to reach that lodge tonight. Do you show me the way, or do I try it alone?
Exactly how many pounds did you have in mind?
What's a guide usually get?
I'm not a guide, old boy.
Double the amount.
Double, eh? Your health, mes amis.
Oh, santé.
Well, Hargraves?
Double the amount, eh? Right, old boy. Let's get cracking. Getting tired, Mitchell?
Are you kidding? Look, we've been pushing up this mountain for over 2 hours. I thought you said this was a shortcut.
It is.
I'd hate to take the long route.
Not bad, really. Frightfully dull, though.
Nothing dull about this one.
It's a long way down. 2,000 feet at least.
Don't remind me of it.
You want to stop for a while?
No, let's keep going.
Good. Be dark before long.
Hey, Hargraves.
Yes?
I've been wondering, why do they call this shortcut whatever it is they call it?
La Pipe, the pipe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Somebody else named it, then forgot to explain why. French, you know. Frightfully careless about those things.
I seem to remember a place in England called something or other on the Thames.
Oh?
Wasn't anywhere near the Thames.
Touche, old boy. However, there are some towns...
Look out! Hargraves slips, and the sudden tug on the rope that links us jerks me off my feet. I pitch forward, reach for something to grab hold of, nothing. And the next thing I know, I'm over the ledge, dangling at the end of the rope 2,000 feet above the floor of the valley. As I swing into the side of the cliff, I latch on.
Mitchell! Mitchell!
Relax, Hargraves, I'm all right.
Where are you?
Under the ledge. Just keep a good hold on that rope in case I slip.
Right now. Can you make it back up here?
Yeah, I think so. What?
Careful!
Okay.
Oh, good boy. Here. Give me a hand.
I'll manage. Just hold on to that rope, Hargraves.
Right.
There we are.
Oh, phew, I say, old man, that was a bit of a shocker, eh?
Oh, yeah. Now, what were you saying? It's after 7 that night when we finally arrive at the ski lodge and find the festival in full swing. I inquire about Tassin and party, learn they haven't arrived yet. That doesn't sound good. Look around for Hargraves. He's gone. I finally find him dancing with a tall, slender blonde. Drag him outside.
Oh, I say, old man, be reasonable. I brought you here. That's what you wanted.
Yeah, but the man I'm looking for hasn't arrived. Let's have a look.
Now?
Now.
Not the festival.
Never mind the festival.
That stunning creature I was dancing with, the one with the yellow hair. I say, old boy, do you think it's real?
Come on. We start down the trail away from the lodge. It's night now, but a full moon is out, and it makes the going a lot easier. A half hour later, there's still no sign of Tassin and his party. Then we finally pull up at a lonely shepherd's hut. There's smoke coming out of the chimney.
Hello there.
Hello. I'm looking for a Vincent Tassin. Is he with you?
Tassin? Oh, yes, come on in.
My name's Mitchell. This is Hargraves. I was expecting Tassin at the lodge.
Oh, we had a little accident along the way. Kushevsky here twisted his ankle.
Huh?
Oh, it's not bad, but it slowed us down.
We found this hut and decided to put up for the night. I'm Jenner, this is Kushevsky and Armandaeus.
Where's Tassin?
Went out a little while ago.
Looking for wood.
He has been gone too long. Jenner, I told you something might have happened to
him. What could happen to him?
Relax, Armandaeus. Kushevsky's right. What could happen to him?
Which way did he go, Jenner?
Back, down the path.
Thanks. Come on, Hargraves. outside. It started snowing again. My hunch is right. Tassin is headed for the Swiss border. Hargraves and I split up. He takes one side of the peak and I take the other. There's no sign of Tassin. The snow stops, but it's pretty dark to see very far. Then after 5 minutes or so...
Mitchell! Mitchell!
It's Hargraves around on the other side. I work my way around to him as fast as I can.
Over here, Mitchell!
You find Tassin?
I don't know.
Huh? What do you mean?
Look. Down there.
Where? I don't see
There's
any...
just enough light left to pick up that red jacket. There. At the foot of the cliff.
Somebody sprawled in the snow. Looks like I'm just a little too late.
And now, back to Dangerous Assignment and Steve Mitchell.
We should be almost down to the spot, Mitchell.
Yeah. Getting darker by the moment.
Wait. Over there.
Huh? Oh, yeah, I see it.
Oh, here we are. Very dead.
I'll see if he's got any papers here in his pockets, too. Oh, yeah.
I'll light my lighter.
Thanks. Vincent Tassin, all right. Hey, wait a minute. Hold your lighter down near his head. Huh?
Right, huh?
That's it.
What is it?
Tassin apparently fell face down, but look, the back of his head.
Oh, yeah. As if he'd been struck there with something hard.
Maybe somebody dropped a rock on him, and that's what knocked him over the edge. Come on, let's climb back up and take a look, huh?
Well, I'll lead the way.
Now, let's see. We're just about directly over the spot on the trail that he fell from.
Yes, I should think so.
Wait a minute. Look over there. Patch of bare dirt about a foot across.
I say. That's where the killer must have taken the rock from.
And dropped it down on Tassin.
Well. What now, boy?
Now I'm going to have a little chat with those three back at the hut.
It's Mitchell and Hargraves. Did you find Tassin?
I certainly did, Jenner. At the bottom of the cliff, dead.
Why, no.
Dead? You're joking.
Some joke.
Oh, how did it happen?
That's a good question, Armandarath.
Hey, just a minute. What are you trying to say?
Suppose we start with you boys saying something, like where each of you was during the time Tassin was out of this hut.
You don't mean you suspect one of us?
I don't mean anything. I just want to find out where you were. Which of you's in charge of the party?
Well, I suppose I am. I'm a she instructor down below, and I was acting as guide.
Okay, Jenner, so we start with you. Did you leave the hut while Tassin was gone?
As a matter of fact, I went out with him.
Oh?
But I returned with a load of wood and left him still gathering it. That was just before you two arrived.
I see. Armandarath, how about you?
Why, I went outside briefly.
While Tassin and Jenner were gone?
Yes.
Why?
Well, I wanted to see if we could get back down the trail the way we had come. See here, Mitchell, I resent these questions.
I'll take it easy, old boy.
Well, Kashevsky, what's your story?
I did not leave the hut.
You were here alone, then?
Of course, Well?
In other words, there's no one to prove your story.
I am telling the truth.
Well, this is just great. Jenner, you're the leader of the party. Are you the one who invited Tassin to come along?
Why, yes. When he found out we were going to make the climb to a spot near the border, he became very interested, and so I invited him. And what is wrong with that?
Nothing. Maybe.
I say, Mitchell, it's starting to snow again. I suggest we get back to the lodge before we're snowed in.
Yeah. Hargraves, you lead the way. I'll bring up the rear, and you three better get one thing straight. Any of you try anything on the way back, I'll be right behind you, just waiting. Okay, let's shove off. The snow keeps falling as we work our way back down the trail toward the lodge. I've got a killer on my hands. Is it Jenner, Armandarith, or Kushevsky? Of course, even if I find out, I still don't have the boy I'm really after, the gent Tassin was going to put the finger on. One behind the Algiers bombing. It stands to reason Tassin wouldn't accompany the climbing party if this man was in it. Therefore, one of the three must be a hired hand. All of which leaves me not much further along than ever. Then, as we're about 2/3 of the way back to the lodge, a fight suddenly breaks out up in front. I run up. It's Jenner and Armandarith.
No. I said all I'm going to have your remarks.
Let go of me. Watch out, the edge of the trail.
Let go of him, Jenner.
No,
I said let go.
Oh, thank you, Mitchell. I think he would have pushed me over.
What's the trouble, Jenner?
The remarks he was making under his breath. I got fed up.
What remarks?
Well, never mind. It's over. I'm sorry, Armandarith.
Armandarith, what remarks?
Yes, as Jenner said, it is. He must have been strong remarks because the fight like that.
Mind your own business, Ken.
Look, let's not start another one. Get moving.
Lodge is just ahead, Mitchell.
Good.
Oh, at last.
How's that ankle, Kushevsky?
It's getting worse. I will be glad to get off my feet.
I don't want any of you three to leave the lodge at the present.
Don't worry. I'm going to bed. I will be in my room if you want me.
Right.
And so will I.
And I will be over at the bar. I'm sure you can keep an eye on me there.
I'll try, Jenner.
Solid chap, what?
Seems to be.
Well, if you don't need me anymore, old boy, I think I'll see what happened to the,
girl with the yellow hair?
How did you guess?
Just psychic. Okay, Hargraves, thanks for everything.
What's the matter?
See you later. What stopped me is the sight of somebody slipping out the side door. Armandarith. I follow. Outside, the snow is swirling around thicker than ever. About 50 yards from the lodge, he looks back and spots me coming at him. He grabs up a rock and swings it at me. I sidestep, it grazes my head, and I lock his wrist.
Let go of me. Mitchell.
Who do you think it was?
Oh, I did not know. I saw someone coming at me through the snow, and I thought I was in danger.
Where were you heading just now? I thought I told you to stick around the lodge.
I want to get out of here before the same thing happens to me that happened to Tassin.
Why should it? You maybe know something about who killed Tassin?
No.
What started that fight between you and Jenner?
Something I said to him.
I know that, but what was it? Come on, open up.
Tassin and I became friendly during the climb. I could see he was afraid. He told me somebody was after him.
Tell you who it was?
No. But when Jenner left the hut with Tassin and then you discovered Tassin's body, I thought Jenner might have been the killer.
You hinted as much to him?
Yes, and he jumped me, as you saw.
Well, either he's guilty or a hothead. And speaking of hotheads, you can drop that rock now.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. I did not realize that...
Hey, wait a minute. Hold everything.
What?
You said you were sorry. Brother, I think you just solved the case.
What are you talking about?
That rock. Look down there on the ground. See if you can tell me where you picked it up from.
Why, no. The snow is still falling, Mitchell. As we have talked, it has covered over the place on the ground where the rock lay.
That's just the point. Hey, get down.
What?
Quick, behind this tree.
nice shot.
Yeah, I spotted a glint of metal over there near those boulders.
But who is it?
My old friend, the killer. Stay here. I'm going after him. I start circling, using the trees for cover. The snow's coming down thicker than ever. Suddenly, I spot the outline of a figure ahead of me. He's got the same idea. He's circling, too. I reckon it won't be long before he sees me, but we keep on circling, and still he doesn't shoot. Maybe the snow is making it a bit difficult to spot me. I go on like a couple of cats for a while, and then suddenly I realize I'm right above him. I get ready to jump just as he flips up the gun. As he fires, I jump. I land close enough to knock him off balance, and while he's trying to get back and come at me, I let him have it. He's out to it. There in the snow. I bend over and pick up his gun as Armandara comes hurrying up.
Mitchell!
Right here, Armandara.
Who is it? Wait. It is Hargraves.
It sure is. I should have known that English accent was phony.
But I thought the two of you arrived at the hut together.
We did. Now I know why Hargraves was so easy to hire. He wanted to find Tassin, too. To kill him.
I do not understand.
You told us Tassin had gone out for wood. Hargraves and I split up looking for him. Apparently, Hargraves found him alive. Dropped a rock on Tassin that knocked him over the cliff and killed him.
He is coming, too.
Come on, Hargraves. We've got a date at the nearest police headquarters. A little matter of bombing in Algiers.
Mitchell, how did you...
Tumble to you? Took me only until just a minute ago. It was snowing when we left the hut to look for Tassin, remember? It didn't stop until just before you yelled that you'd found the body.
The rock.
Yeah. There was bare ground under it. That meant it had only been picked up a few minutes before. It left the other 3 men in the hut. It had to be you.
The bare ground.
Yeah. That's what tripped you up, Hargraves. Maybe I should say that's what did you dirt.
Dangerous Assignment, starring Lloyd Burrell as Steve Mitchell. This is a Grace Gibson radio production directed by Lawrence H. Cecil. Be with us again next week, same time, when Steve Mitchell will embark on another Dangerous Assignment.